And that doesn't even include what PVA have done over the last 80 years, like secured the passage of the Americans with Disabilities Act, pioneered wheelchair basketball, helped design iconic landmarks, made the DC Metro a model transit system, and wrote and distributed resources in over 60 countries in 4 languages. None of this would be possible without your help. Every breakthrough, every battle won, and every life impacted is driven by you. Visit PVA.org to learn more.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Listen to the home of the 5K Gruber Cash Giveaway. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. The place for the realest conversations.
I appreciate United Garden Homes for stopping through with a check for $2,000.
Yes.
Some people came through anonymously.
Yes.
Dropped off money. The family has received those funds. And whatever you can do, if everybody do a little, nobody has to do a lot.
The movement continues.
What are some of the conditions in the jail that got people upset, like the living conditions on a day-to-day basis?
We'll come out our cell at 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll get food and we'll get medication. So that shortens the time. Out of those 2 hours, we'll probably get an hour out, and then we'll have to lock back down. And by lock back down, I mean we stay in our cell. We get fed in our cells. We don't come out our cell at all, and that's pretty much the biggest problem. And they simply say that they're short-staffed, but that's not enough because they knew that they were going to be short-staffed. Like, this has been a problem for over 2 years now.
The marathon continues.
There's never been a better time to make change in the city of Milwaukee, starting with the youth. And we talked about the housing. Willie Hines, y'all boy Willie Hines, and they trying to change the leadership over there. We got our hands full, and it's not the time. But we got attorney B. Ivy Lamar on the lines right now, calling from the courthouse. How you doing, attorney B. Ivy Lamar?
Hey, what's going on, Tory? I'm good, man. Happy to be here.
Joining me on the line, Dr. Umar Johnson. How you doing, brother, Dr. Umar Johnson?
Peace and Pan-Africanism, good brother, Black Power, to all my brothers and sisters in Milwaukee, Kenosha, Green Bay, Racine, and across the state of Wisconsin.
Yo, peace, King. I'm going to stand with you and walk with you, brother.
God bless you.
Because I think it's an important thing, what you're doing, and you need to have the support of the community. Regardless if we live in these areas or not, it all affects us in one way or shape or form.
It's time for that action and all the smoke. This is the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association award-winning Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube.
Man, best show in the world, bro. You got the best show in the world. I hope you know that, man.
God bless you, brother. I appreciate that.
Big up to you both. Thank you so much. Tori, you spoke to my kids. Liz, you did too. But you spoke to my kids, and when I tell you both that they was talking about what we did earlier that morning all day, that's literally what they was doing. They was talking about it all day. My son was just hollering, awesome. Where's Tory? Like,
I wanted to make sure that I let you know that to hear a person and have a person like you in this community, the way that you are selfless, the way that you give, even when your cup is not even full, you are filling other people's cup. And that just inspires me to make sure that I help you the best way that I can by doing my part.
As always, my good brother, stay cool, stay calm, stay focused.
Now, live from the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is the king of talk radio, Tory Lowe.
Wavy boy, go crazy.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. Stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice. We want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. And I'm here for the action.
And nothing but that action.
And I want all the smoke.
Who wants the smoke today?
Salute to all my brothers and sisters on the front lines. The marathon continues.
The movement continues.
How y'all doing out there in Radio Land? How y'all doing in the chat? We got another powerful conversation for you today. So I'm gonna need y'all to open up your ears, okay? Thank you for joining me this Thursday, February 26th, 2026. We got the double 2026. 2026. Salute. Who we got in the chat? Let's see. Let me look over in the chat for a second. We got SC Kawanda in the chat, Jeff, Cyber King Mike in the chat, Reginald in the chat, Josh in the chat. Yesterday, Josh I didn't see Josh in the chat, but this is somebody that comes through all the time. Josh, salute to see you in the chat. And Sincere Running Ray Real is in the chat. I'll tell you this, Truth Nation. We coming to the end of February. We coming to the end of Black History Month. And this is around the time where the schools have their programs, their Black History programs. And, I've been visiting a couple Black History programs. I was at one before I came into the building today. And, I'll say this. We have amazing talent, in our communities. These young people are simply amazing. Give these young people a round of applause all across the board. We talk about a lot of things about the youth, but we got to celebrate the youth that have the talent, they have the energy, and they don't know. They just growing and hoping that they can create change. And many times it's up to us to try to lead them and shape their ideas of what change look like. And so we have to do a better job of allowing these kids to get the right information. And many times when things ain't working, we got to discard it. What my grandma thought would work. When I grew up, I was like, oh, man, my grandma had the best intentions, but I can't do that. I see that ain't working. After you get some time go by, you should be able to see, okay, make the adjustment. Not that they did, sometimes you just don't know. Like Martin Luther King said he believed he walked his people in a burning house. He didn't know. He was just doing something. He was just doing what he thought was right. But many times we get the hindsight 2020 and we get to make the adjustments moving forward. Okay, we take this work, that work. Okay, this didn't work. Okay, make the adjustment. What I'm seeing is we haven't made the adjustment. We slow to make the adjustment. And that's going to be a problem down the road, especially for these young people coming up, because you're still operating in things that don't even work, but you leading them into the things that don't even work. You're not making the adjustment. So many times these kids take on our ideology, and many times we should have switched it up. We should have switched the ideas up. Every 10 years, you need to switch up your ideology. Make the adjustments, tighten up. And a lot of times when you don't do that, things that people see as a flaw, if it's not corrected, they'll start taking advantage of you. And that's what's been happening to the Black community. We have fought, we have stood, we have put ourselves on the front lines for all kind of causes, and now then we come back to the neighborhood and we listening to gunshots ringing out outside. Our elders are suffering at this point. We got to make the adjustment. Our youth are crying out for, resources from us. So nobody's going to do that but us. We the ones that got to go and do that. Stop looking outside of you and get to work. They say, what do unity look like? Unity look like repairing the village. That's what it looked like, getting to work. They want to make you think that nobody don't know what to do. I know what to do. I know what to do. I've been doing it. I know what to do. And it's other people that know what to do too. Y'all just ain't paying attention. Y'all too busy paying attention to things that distracting you when you need to get back locked in on what's going on outside in your front yard, in your community, and not go with these status quo ideas that's just not working. I don't even see why some people have their chest puffed out about politics. We never get any. We can't even get the potholes up off the street, okay? You got your chest, you huffing and puffing about what's going on in the mainstream politics, but your car hitting a pothole. You can't even get the pothole up off of 27. But you tough. I'm about to, you out here running your mouth, but you struggling, your neighborhood's struggling. You need to focus on your block. You need to focus on your community. It's time to mind your own black business. That's what, hey, look, I don't even, matter of fact, when people start talking about mainstream politics, I just listen, whatever they got to say. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to engage in this. I got somebody on the phone right now that's down the street that need my help. My phone calls are flooded. My phone calls is flooded with people in the neighborhood. I ain't got time for all that extra. To me, you're a bot. How do you know about what's going on in the federal government, but you don't know what's going on down the street? You don't know that Miss Martha living in the house with no heat in the wintertime. You don't know none of that. You don't know about kids going missing in your neighborhood. You don't know nothing about that, but you know everything about what Donald Trump or what Joe Biden is supposed to be doing. You a bot. You wilding. You wilding out. You need to come back home. Come back home. Reel it back in. Take that energy and put it somewhere where it can make sense. Put it in your neighborhood. I don't want to stand there and have a conversation every day with a bot. That's how I know you don't do nothing. Why would you talk about something way out of your control that you can't do nothing about when you got people, a high eviction crisis in the community? When you got people that's out here in your own neighborhood, kids need coats in the winter. You don't know nothing about that. Trash. I can see if you knew about that and then you talking about other stuff, that's fine. But when you don't know what's going on in your community down the street, but you got all this information about this other stuff that's so far away from you that you can't even make no change, you just talking, running your mouth because you don't have the responsibility to make a change on that level. But you know all about it. But what you do have responsibility for is your constituents that live in your community. And if you was that concerned, you'll be about that. That's all I'm saying. Let's get it together. Because then I'll sit there and talk to you. I talk to my brothers and sisters on the front lines all the time about politics. We talk about it. I let them talk about it. Matter of fact, I engage with conversations with brothers that do the work. I'll stand there and spend 20, 30, 40 minutes talking to them. Why? Because I know that when we done with this conversation, no matter what, if we agree or disagree, we going to help some people down the block. We going to help some people in our neighborhood. We're going to try to do something to get a result in our community. So I talk to them. I just may not talk to you. You know what I mean? Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation, Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
And that's Tory Lowe bringing you all the action and all the smoke.
This Black History Month, 1017 The Truth, opening up the mic to Milwaukee's youth, young boys and girls sharing what Black history means to them in their own words. I'll be reading and sharing your submissions with the 1017 The Truth audience all month long. Our voices, our stories. If you know a young person with something to say, share their message on social media, tag at Tory Lowe _King or 1017 The Truth. Let's amplify their stories together.
The road to the championship ends here. The best of the best, the City Championship Gold Division. One game, one title, one team raising the trophy. After a season of battles, buzzer beaters, and unforgettable moments, it all comes down to this. Who's built for the pressure? Who's ready to make history? Listen live on 1017 The Truth and on the Truth app, your home for City Championship basketball.
Join me every Friday at 11 a.m. for the Milwaukee Experience with Sherwin Hughes, presented by Visit Milwaukee. We're a city that knows how to celebrate, where the calendar is packed with festivals, the plates are piled high with flavor, and a lakefront sunrise sets the stage. Here in Milwaukee, every street leads to something worth savoring, a place that welcomes you with open arms and where joy is shared in bites, beats, and cheers. The Milwaukee Experience every Friday at 11 a.m. exclusively on The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, presented by Visit Milwaukee. Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, the Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Damn, my homie from the other side is cold. They said he's showing love, he's saving soul. And that's when I knew I had to go. Man, Tory Lowe, I need your help. Tory Lowe, I'm calling you. Tory Lowe, I need your help.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. I guess we got some breaking news out of Tampa. I don't know if it's going to affect us right here in Wisconsin. It may be eventually, but I guess they have a ban. What's going on, Andrew?
So the Tampa Bay International Airport, Tory, put out a press release today. We've seen enough. We've had enough. It's time to ban pajamas at the Tampa Bay International Airport.
Pajamas.
They successfully banned Crocs. Now they're going after pajamas. Pajamas at the airport in the middle of the day. It's madness. It stops now, according to this press release. Do your part. Say no to pajamas at TPA.
So no bonnets, no pajamas. Just, get dressed to get on the plane.
Yeah, exactly.
They have a dress code now. No pajamas.
Is it not crazy?
Well, a lot of people know that they're going to have a couple hours to flight. They going to sleep anyway. They're going to wear their pajamas. I feel that you should get dressed. I wouldn't wear no pajamas on a plane. I would get dressed, put on a sweater, put on some jeans and some shoes. I would never wear pajamas on the plane.
I'll tell you, Tory, I kind of feel the same way. I probably would never do it, but the amount that these tickets cost at this point, I don't care. Like, I'm going to wear what I want to wear.
Right, but all I'm saying is it what is the issue? What are people wearing, like lingerie like pajamas, or what about the pajamas are they trying to X out?
I think they just want people to look a little bit more professional. But again, what
if I ain't got no job? You know what I mean? You can't dictate. It got to be more to the pajamas, because I'll say this. I wouldn't do it. But if it's like pajamas to wear, sometimes people wear pajamas to Walmart. You know, they'll get up. I'm gonna keep my bonnet on. I'm finna run to the store with the with the boots and the pajamas and the bonnet. I mean, you see it all the time. But why? What is it hindering the flight?
No,
I'm just saying. I don't know if it. Is it more of one race wearing pajamas, or is it all races? Is it targeting a specific group that's wearing pajamas? I'm just asking because this seemed like one of them dress code ideas that when you start looking at it, you'd be like, okay, they trying to get stop this type of behavior. But once again, I would not personally wear pajamas on a flight. I would wear some jogging pants. Close I would come to pajamas if I was wearing jogging pants and, a sweater, maybe some gray sweat pants. Yeah, maybe wear some gray sweatpants. I don't know. If look, let me tell you something. If you want to chime in on what's going on with these pajamas, they saying that in Tampa they ain't trying to have that. I think we got Homer Blow on the lines. If y'all want to chime in, 833-212-1017. How you doing? Homer Blow is on the line.
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed, Tory. Stop the madness, man. Take them damn pajamas off. Listen, man, you ain't at home. Stop it.
I said I wouldn't wear it. I said I would not do it, yeah.
It is about time. When we talk about why, it's just inappropriate. It is what it is. Again, I understand medical person being flown by flight to get somewhere else. I get it. They got the hospital gown on, and
they wearing booty shorts. Like the pajamas. Hold on, the pajamas in our community. It might be booty short.
And a lot of them be dingy, bro. Let's keep that 100, man. Let's keep it 100, man. I mean, you got people that ain't even trying to, have clean pajamas on. So, when we talk about these different things, man, like with the body and all that.
You ain't even washed up, and you got the smell. You bringing the smell on the plane.
Right, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you bringing. Yeah, you got a secret weapon below, and we all have to find out about it.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So
catching
I'm just saying, again, yeah, man, it just, again, it's common decency. Like, people trying to make it seem like that's all good. Well, we should be able to stop it. It's just the same way where restaurants and different businesses say, I don't want you coming to my establishment smelling like weed. It's offending some of the other people. So I'm one of the other people.
So check this out. Check this out, Homer.
I'm offended watching people come on the plane.
So check this out, Homer. When we go to the store and people in Walmart wearing the pajamas and stuff like that, I mean, it seems like
terrible.
And like I said, I wouldn't do it. I would not do it. You know what I mean? But at this point, is it that ridiculous? What is the key factor that we got to just get rid of this?
It's some lazy-ass people. Okay. That's the key factor. Call them LAPs, lazy-ass people. You know damn well that you got some. I bet you when they go hit the club, the lounge, or the bar, they ain't necessarily always got their pajamas on. They want to be a bad, you know what I'm saying? Wow. They want to be a baddie. And the baddies ain't wearing pajamas.
And then they fight. They ain't wearing pajamas. Then they starting to fight, people fight.
Absolutely. Man, I mean, if we don't start, okay, so you didn't get the home training. If we don't start somewhere, and now you got businesses that have to end up chiming in on some grown people most of the time.
Oh, wow.
On just proper clothing etiquette. Like, you shouldn't even feel comfortable coming out of the house with pajamas on.
Hold on, Mark in the chat, Homer.
You can go to the mailbox.
Hold on, Homer. Mark in the chat said slept in the pajamas, got up and went outside. They ain't washed they such and such.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right.
Went out stinking.
That's right. Right. Absolutely. Now, it's one thing. You expecting this check in the mail, and you have to go ahead and kind of run out to the mailbox because they done said it's here. But you ain't hoping to see a bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? You trying to go out the door, check your mailbox, grab it, and get inside. That was not something you were proud of or you were comfortable with to say, hey, look, y'all, I'm in my pajamas.
Well, you know,
that's a sign that you ain't washed your ass.
Hold on. Check this out. Marty makes a point. He says the world made pajama thing proper. Look at all the pajama parties on the holidays and everything. People buying matching pajamas. You know, they made pajama parties, lingerie parties.
Did you hear what you just said?
Yes.
It's a specific event.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pajama party. It's a lingerie party.
Right.
Not meant for you to just go out saying, hey, because they do pajama parties, they got a pajama jam. Let's just go outside. No, those are special events.
Hey, look, Homer.
You know what I'm saying?
So guaranteed.
Yeah.
So guaranteed, if you get up and get on the plane with your pajamas on, you did not take a shower.
Man, listen, a lot of them people, I'm just saying, it's some people that they done took care of themselves, but a majority of them, because once you done took your bath or your shower, you're trying to put on your regular clothes that you're wearing for the day. So if you're still in your pajamas, come on now.
That's terrible.
Come on.
And if you ain't washed up, you might not have brushed your teeth.
It's more terrible.
Oh, wow. That's horrible.
You understand what I'm saying? I mean, we can't command respect from people. And I'm not saying it's only black people. It's white people that do it too. Everybody. I've seen all races and ethnicities do it.
Right.
And it ain't cool with none of them. It ain't cool with none of them. So I'm not even just saying it's a black thing. But, of course, where I live, I see a lot of black things. I'm just saying. So, yeah. But it's terrible. It's terrible.
It's horrible. Hey, look, well, like I said, I wouldn't do it.
To me. That's just my opinion,
and like I said, Homer, I wouldn't do it. But at the end of the day, I'll say this. People need to mature to the point where they can kind of be a part of society without, messing up the wave of society. It's a wave of frequency in the world. And many times when you do, a lot of people pride themselves on going against some of these ideas because, they're saying that they're being authentic.
Right. Listen. We already got enough pedophiles out here, right?
Hey.
So let me see those same women that are trying to defend that and be like, I should be send your son or daughter to school in pajamas. Make it even more easy for the pedophiles to end up trying to lure them away. Explain that when your son or daughter is picked up by a pedophile or a pedophile is making inappropriate statements because they got on pajamas in school.
Yeah, they become a target. They may become a target. It may look like they ain't got no discipline, or they may be from a broken home.
That's right. Easy targets. Easy. So we just gonna make it easier because most people that got on just pajamas usually don't have on undergarments. And let's just keep it real.
Well, Homer Blow, I appreciate your input on this one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, I could not let that go. Congratulations, Tampa.
Oh, wow. We got to get here in Wisconsin.
Yes, sir. I'm just saying.
Thank you, Homer.
Across the country. All right, man.
Thank you, Homer Blow.
Love you, bro.
Look, love you too. Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we'll have a pop culture report. Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's time to plan for kindergarten. Will your child turn 3, 4, or 5 by September 1st? Learn about kindergarten programs and enroll now. Explore schools across the city that offer traditional kindergarten, Montessori, and more. MPS students enjoy art, music, physical education, along with reading, writing, math, and science. Find out about bus transportation and before and after school care. Enroll for fall 2026 by March 2nd. Get the details at mpsmke.com/enroll.
Thank you, Milwaukee. Because of you, the second annual Truth Community Awards was an unforgettable celebration of the leaders, changemakers, and heroes who make our city shine. A special thank you to our incredible partners, Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks Foundation, Gruber Law Offices, Steinhoffels, Cousins Subs, and 3rd Street Market Hall. And thank you to our presenting sponsor, Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Together, we're celebrating community, culture, and impact. We'll see you next year at the Truth Community Awards.
Hey there, Jane Lynch here. You want to hear something funny? Too bad. You want to hear something uplifting that will inspire you? Good. Because today, I want to talk to you about Direct Relief, a humanitarian organization that does seriously good work when it counts. Fires, hurricanes, earthquakes. When disaster strikes, Direct Relief immediately shows up with medicines, medical supplies, and everything doctors and nurses need to save lives. Let's ship her out! Every day across the United States and around the world, they're making an enormous difference. If someone needs help, Direct Relief helps. No politics, no red tape. Hey, what you doing over there?
Oh, I'm packing insulin for kids with diabetes.
See, every box here is literally a lifeline for someone in critical need. So check them out at directrelief.org and donate if you can. You might just bring a smile to someone's face.
This SportsCenter update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The Milwaukee Bucks were able to hang on to a 118-116 win against the Cleveland Cavaliers on Wednesday night after a shot from Jared Allen just came a second late.
Oh, no, it's still in his hand. I thought he got it off in time, in real time, but the replay clearly shows the ball still in Jared Allen's hand.
After review, it would be no basket.
Kevin Porter Jr. had 20 points with Ryan Rollins adding 18. Head coach Doc Rivers after the win.
Because there's a big response for us. You know, this is what we haven't done this year, where we could have gave in and we didn't.
The UWM Panthers ended the regular season with a win against Youngstown State, 78-65, to finish the season 12-19 and go to the Horizon League tournament as a 9 seed matched up against Robert Morris. The Panthers split the season series. This True Sports Update was brought to you by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Well, the morning for the dawn. Now the party has begun. Get your hat, put on your shoes. Tory Lowe is coming through.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Look, we got 620 WTMJ, host of Point Taken, Christian Bry, in studio.
First time
in the studio.
I think this is the first time I've been on The Truth.
That's what's up. It's about time.
It is about time because I love you guys.
Hey, look, I was on your show a couple times.
You were.
So, it was powerful. But I'll say this. I got a lot to cover because I know that you get out there, you go get the inside scoop. I want to, just whatever you can give us,
So you want to
these data
centers. So I'm not
data
an
centers.
expert.
No, you're not an expert, but you do you got your ears. Your ears is out here listening. And you're asking questions.
Fascinated by this topic because of the speed of which this is happening, right? So if you think about the timeline of this, ChatGPT became available to the public November 30th of 2022. Mm-hmm. And since then, it's been off to the races, right? As far as conversation about AI, people's use of AI and all these different competing software that's available for people to use. But simultaneously, there's been conversations around the backbone of what powers this AI is these massive data centers. Mm-hmm. And so how quickly this conversation and this debate has heated up is fascinating to me. And it's also fascinating to me in a state like Wisconsin, where it's not neatly partisan. Like so many of the issues here, it's like Democrat versus Republican on like very clean lines of how people feel about them. And this one is not it. So I've been learning more. When I'm not at WTMJ and Good Karma Brands, I also work at Milwaukee Journal Sentinel.
Okay.
And on Monday, we did a town hall event with experts on this topic. And so I learned a lot more there.
Now, we have how many data centers in the city?
I don't know how many are in the city. I think as of right now,
because I think we clocked it at 22 or something like that.
So across the state, I think at one point there was 40 some. But you think about what data, when we say data center pre-AI,
right?
They're not as big and they don't take as much power and they don't take as much water because the computing power for everything we put into the cloud. So when you think about when you access Facebook or Instagram or our Microsoft Teams or any of the things that we're doing on our computer and phones, there's all these data servers that live somewhere that is storing that information.
And they already are here.
And those already
in the city.
exist.
Yeah.
That's the internet, right? Now, what happens with these AI data centers is because AI takes so much more power, like computing power to do, they have to be way bigger. And so we have broken ground on some of these massive AI data centers. One is in what was going to be the Foxconn site in Mount Pleasant. So that's Microsoft. They've broken ground in Port Washington, which is going to be Vantage, and OpenAI is going to be the company, like the renter there. They've broken ground in Beaver Dam. There's going to be one in Beaver Dam that's going to be Meta.
Why are people protesting these things? Why? Okay, is this paid protesting or is this real concerned citizens?
I think it's real concerned citizens.
Okay.
I think so. There was a new poll that came out yesterday that the increase of amount of Wisconsinites who think that the costs outweigh the benefits has only gone up since last October. And so the big thing that people are concerned about comes down to power and water and cost, and also transparency. So the big thing, in order to power these things, our power providers, so Wisconsin Energy, Alliant, have to build more power. So whether that's renewable energy or new natural gas power plants, like there is not enough power on our grid in Wisconsin currently to actually serve the amount of power that any one of these data center projects needs. So the question becomes, if they're doing the upfront cost of building more power, who pays for it?
And that's the question when we talk about
rates going up.
Recent news. We Energy is preparing for a power surge, and I had people come in and they're advocating that the costs don't go on to the residents.
So the how do you guarantee that residents aren't paying for power that is instead of the people who are building the data centers and using the data centers, making sure they pay for it? So that's kind of an unknown question, but there's concern. There is also the idea that, like, what if, 5, 10, 15 years from now, these are just stranded buildings. Right. And so what happens to the land, to the amount of power?
Like kind of what happened with Foxconn.
And so there's concern about that. There's concern about the amount of water used, and it's kind of a red herring as far as how much is being used for the cooling systems to keep the microchips from melting.
Right.
But it takes more water for the electricity and the power that needs to go to actually power these things. So that's a concern, the amount of land that they take. But it's also,
is there any environmental concerns?
Yeah, so this is all environmental
concerns. I'm talking about like pollution, air.
So that's the thing as far as the water treatment plants that take the water back from these cooling, like radiator systems. Like if they are not aware of what chemicals are being used in the water to cool the systems, and then they're responsible for trying to treat it, that could cause issues, like if there's more PFAS in the water or something like that. And so there's some environmental concerns. But the thing is, a lot of it is also like we're moving so fast and there's a lot of unknowns.
Right.
And it's a technology that moves really, really quickly. And we're also like competing with China on this, who's way ahead of us. So it's an incredibly complex issue that like also is making choices at the local level, but then there's transmission lines that affect people who were not represented in the choice when that decision was made, and like statewide regulation versus national regulation. And so it is super complex, and there's so many different stakeholders in it. And I also think it's like the undercurrent of a lot of people who are really sick of really rich people getting richer on the backs of everyone else that is also fueling how concerned people are about this.
Well, I'll say this. And when you talk about jobs, I mean, at least when you talk about what is the benefit, what is the, talk about pros, you talk about cons, what is the benefit? Because it seems like when you build these huge data centers, they don't need a lot of people to run it.
Permanent jobs.
So you you got this huge facility, all this land, and probably you need like 200 people to run it.
So it depends on the project, and that's what's also hard.
Saying.
Yeah, but that's true, right? It's a lot of construction jobs up front for the duration of building it. There's some permanent jobs. There's property tax breaks for different communities that it cuts their property, potentially could cut their property tax in half. And there is, I think there's also just this idea, like, if they're not going to build them here, they're going to build them somewhere else.
Right.
So why don't get in on the cutting edge industry that is AI?
And we'll find out the after effects or the side effects later.
Yeah.
That sounds like, how people get scammed to me. I mean, that sounds like how Foxconn came. Let's do this. Let's get this airs. Everybody's happy. And then, we was excited, but then we never got anything out of the deal. What I'm saying is when I talk to people about these data centers, they're saying that is the overall benefit of having them here and the technology and with all of that, is that worth what effect it could have on the people?
Yeah. And I think,
that's a legitimate
question. And the polling so far is that not a lot of people are convinced that the benefits outweigh the costs.
For who, though?
Well, certainly there's some people who are going to get paid.
Hey,
for sure.
Of course.
But
in all kinds of different ways. But what I'm saying is, the costs get passed on to the taxpayers. And we living in the city of Milwaukee where taxes just went up. Mm-hmm. We already have our, is this going to improve the community by having these data centers? It may be good for the world. It may be good for, the technology industry. But, many times we'll look back and reflect how in the long run we'll have this hindsight 2020 of what truly took place.
Well, and I don't know because the truth is there's not enough available land in Milwaukee, like the city of Milwaukee, to build one of these things that's this big, right?
Right.
And so there are smaller data centers, but like one of these
out there by Northridge.
But one of these big ones, like I'm unaware of a plot of land in Milwaukee that would be big enough to host one of them. I think the bigger concern of how this could come downstream to residents of Milwaukee is what it does to energy bills. And we don't know yet because that's still being decided. So I think you've had Tom Content on, who is much more of an expert on this than I am, and also works for an organization that is actually trying to protect.
I'm gonna try to have him
citizens.
circle
He's
back.
Great. He's wonderful.
He was actually trying to get the right questions in on the behalf of the citizens, and we don't want unnecessary costs. We already being taxed to the max. So I think that that's the right space because I believe that it's going to happen regardless if you like it or not.
I mean, there's been a lot of projects that have been shut down though, and so I think it was Menominee, DeForest. Who am I missing? Menominee, DeForest, and Caledonia. So there was 3 projects that were either proposed or like moving along that have either been canceled or abandoned because public outcry.
Well, look, I appreciate you for that update on that. I mean, I know this is a tough conversation, kind of long and drawn out, but thank you.
I think some people's eyes just gloss over.
Well, like I said, I didn't even know that the day we were here until it got on my radar.
It's interesting. So you familiar with Charlie Barron's, the comedian?
Yes.
So he made a video about this last August, and there is like almost a direct line that you can see of the public awareness about this topic, even though journalists had been writing about it for the years that the conversation's been happening. But like his ability to shine light on this topic, like you can directly see the before and after of how many people were talking about this and concerned about it, at least in the state of Wisconsin, after he started talking about it. So it's new, and that was only August of 2025.
It's so much politically that people are paying attention to. That
there's a lot going on.
It's a lot going on. So this and the infrastructure is already in place, for the data centers. I'm talking about the smaller
ones, yeah.
And then now these larger ones are coming. But like I said, this is not a new idea. This is something that's going into AI.
Yeah.
So, which is bigger and people have larger concerns about the long-term effects
of AI.
Yeah.
Not even
environmental injustice, probably.
It's also just like, is like AI going to take everybody's jobs?
That's another. Are we
making slaves to the computer?
Just saying it.
Just
Terminator.
the Matrix, baby.
Hey, Skynet.
Yes, that too.
Hey, look, when we come back, we got Christian Bry, host of Point Taken on 620 WTMJ from 10 to 12 noon. When we get back, we want to talk about bowling for diapers.
Bowling for babies.
Bowling for babies.
Raising money for Milwaukee Diaper Mission.
Yeah, raising money for Milwaukee. Yeah, raising money for Diaper Mission.
Yeah.
Hey, you can never have too many diapers.
You can have too many diapers, but there's a lot of people in Milwaukee who don't have enough.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say that, because I'm living on the side where they ain't got enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Join me every Friday at 11 a.m. for the Milwaukee Experience with Sherwin Hughes, presented by Visit Milwaukee. We're a city that knows how to celebrate, where the calendar is packed with festivals, the plates are piled high with flavor, and a lakefront sunrise sets the stage. Here in Milwaukee, every street leads to something worth savoring, a place that welcomes you with open arms and where joy is shared in bites, beats, and cheers. The Milwaukee Experience every Friday at 11 a.m. exclusively on The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, presented by Visit Milwaukee. Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because we know you love working weekends, if it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
A penny saved earns you a whole new look. Nick Avani's penny sale is on now. Buy one item at the regular price and get a second item for just 1 penny. Suits, shirts, and more for mere pocket change. In honor of Black History Month, Nick Avani's is offering this incredible deal throughout February. So don't miss your chance to step out sharp for 1 measly penny. Visit Nick Avani's on the 2nd floor of Mayfair Mall before February ends. Nick Avani's penny sale. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Says 1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. We got Christian Bryant in the building from point taken from 10 to 12 noon. Point taken. And I want to talk about this Milwaukee Diaper Mission partners with 620 WTMJ to launch Bowling for Babies, the fundraiser.
Yes. So we are doing a fundraiser on March 7th. So if people like to bowl, this is a great opportunity to both bowl and do good, because we are raising money for Milwaukee Diaper Mission, which, if you are unfamiliar, is Milwaukee's only diaper bank.
Okay, that's what's up.
They started in 2020, and it was just crazy to me that before 2020 there was no diaper bank for Milwaukee. And so
meaning that people can come to this diaper bank and grab a few.
So they don't have the Milwaukee Diaper Mission goes through partners. Distribution partners across Milwaukee, so like different food banks and needs banks and stuff. So they collect the diapers, they distribute the diapers to different needs banks, and so they're not giving it directly to families. But before that, there wasn't really someone who, like a group that was doing
Yeah,
that.
because I'd never heard of this.
And so now after going on 6 years, they distribute about 1 million diapers a year. But the need in Milwaukee County is 18 million diapers a year.
Oh, wow.
So even though their growth and their success, there's still a huge need as far as parents who cannot afford diapers, because diapers are very expensive.
And what do they got to do to take part in this event?
So if you go to, if you either text BABY to 855-616-1620, we will send you the link directly. Otherwise, if you go to WTMJcares.com, that will get you the information to register, to donate. But the event itself is going to be March 7th from 12 to 4. It's a 9-pin bowling tournament, which I guess all that means is if you hit 9 pins, it's considered a strike instead of having to hit all 10. And then you'll like this. So the prize, so there's the first 3 teams get prizes. The grand prize for the first place team, I have donated my personal 4-pack of Packers tickets.
Oh, wow.
And so I inherited my family's tickets last season. And so I conversed with my husband, and we decided to donate our tickets. So it's an agreed-upon game. But then also, not only are you and your team going to go to the game, you're also going to get to go to the Tundra Trio, which I'm guessing you've gotten to go to.
Man, I'm always
It's
up
an open
there,
bar.
Oh, the Tundra Trio is powerful.
Yeah, so it is a pretty big package to be able to, if you win the
If you
bowling
could go to the
tournament.
Tundra Trio in the game, that would be the best experience other than
day.
being in the locker room.
It's a good day. And then if you get one of the local shuttles to take you up there, then you don't even have to drive. So that's first place. Second place is 4 tickets to WTMJ Day, which is our Brewers tailgate, and then 4 tickets to that Brewers game. And then the third place is, I think, free bowling at Village Bowl in Menominee Falls. And so if you don't win, though, you're still going to have a great time.
Of course. Bowling is
money. So the proceeds from the
it's always
registration
for
fees
a great cause.
go to the diaper mission. So we're raising money for them. That's why there is a cost to sign up, because that money goes to the diaper mission. And then along the way, we're going to have a silent auction and other ways to donate and be involved. And it's also just a good awareness for them, because like you said, you were unfamiliar with Milwaukee Diaper Mission.
Once again, let's give the date and the time and how people can get involved with the tickets.
Yep. So the date is March 7th. So that's a week from this Saturday. Check-in starts around 11. The tournament will start at 12. We'll be there until 4. So you can also just come. If you don't want to play, you can also come and hang out.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have up to 24 teams. So it'll be fairly competitive.
You can bring your team.
But you need to bring, so it's a team of 4. So,
yeah,
you and 3 friends go to WTMJcares.com to register. Register by next Wednesday. So don't wait. You can't register at the door. You got to do it ahead of time. And it's about $42 a person, so $170 for the team. But like I said, that's the money that goes to the diaper mission. What am I missing? As far as people going to be there, Kyle Wallace. He's
That's
going to be
what's
bowling.
up. He didn't even ask me to be on this team.
Do you want to play? Do you want to be on a team?
I'm gonna have to.
Are
do
you
something.
free that day?
Hey,
I
look,
feel like you're a busy man, Tori.
I am, but like I said, when
Are you a good bowler?
You know what? If I could get it going straight.
That is the key.
If I can get the ball going straight, maybe me and Andrew can come up with a team.
Tori.
Andrew, you know how to bowl.
I do know how to bowl.
So
I'm pretty good.
You'll be my secret
Do
weapon.
you do the spin or do you do the straight shot?
Straight shot.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm a straight shooter.
I don't know how the people who do the spin shot and then get a
They
strike.
kind of roll it and it just kind
It's
of.
like it looks like it's going one way and then it spins back
see,
around.
I'm
and
straight
it's
down the
more
middle. Yeah, I'm
powerful.
trying to hit it straight down the middle.
Yeah, that's how I am too. And so
Sometimes I do good. Sometimes, I could do better.
sometimes it goes straight into the gutter. That's the same. I get it. But yes, so we would love to have people sign up. Like I said, it's across ESPN. We have Jen Latta, Ben Brust coming. Like I said, Kyle Wallace is coming from the WTMJ side. It's me, Vince Vitrano, John McCure. So it's kind of a across the board.
You think we can put a team together, Andrew?
Do anybody? I mean, maybe.
I think
you, me,
my
now we need 2
co-host
more.
Steve Scafidi, because he's not going to be here, so he sponsored a team. He already bought a team, and there's 4 slots. So you could be on the Good Karma brand team. If
We just
you
need
wanna
2 more
come.
people.
Yeah, because I think my producer's doing it, you, and then we just got to recruit 2 more.
All right. Throw me in the mix.
Maybe Tory's the
Look,
third.
let me tell you something. Let me get out there. Let me go ahead and put my bowling shoes on. I'm gonna have to go ahead.
You have bowling shoes?
Well, I can rent some.
You can rent some.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, I mean, I rent. I'm not a big bowler, but I do know
What
how
is your sport of choice or game of choice? If you're
Football.
not thinking that. All right.
Flag football.
All right. You think?
I like flag football. Okay. Football saved my life. Football got me out of off the streets and into a different space. So I'm always be loyal to the game of football.
And I know you're a huge Packers fan.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, if them Packer tickets, I'm trying to win.
You can't win them.
Hold on. Oh, wow. What you mean?
Because it has to be fans.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
I know. Is that a distance?
I was coming
into like.
Hey,
I
come on now.
Win.
I thought that was first place, second place.
That's Torres.
Third place.
For not employees of Good Karma Brand.
I was gonna bring my best game that day.
I mean, I feel like you have other opportunities.
Yeah,
with this company, you'll have other opportunities.
I do.
To get to a Packer
I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I do got other opportunities. Yeah, but like I said, it's just an amazing time. We got a question in the chat. How can local orgs help with distributing diapers for needy families?
Well, I would definitely go to MilwaukeeDiaperMission.org. So when you go to their website, there's opportunities to donate. There's opportunities to volunteer because they are always looking for people to come to their warehouse and wrap up. So they donate the diapers in packages of 25, which ironically is not how you buy the diapers. And so you unpack them from their original packing, you count to 25, you wrap them up in some saran wrap, and then those get shipped off to the needs banks. So great opportunity to volunteer with them. And then also you can see their distribution partners. So the different food banks, needs banks that they partner with is all listed on the website as well.
And you can also, hang out on the website and kind of, get familiar, because I'll tell you this, orgs that support the community like this, where they know that there's a need, we need to support.
Absolutely. Because I think about my daughter's 2.5, so still in diapers for hopefully not that much longer, but still in
diapers are not cheap.
Diapers are not cheap, but it's also the trade-off of if you cannot afford new diapers, you're making the choice of keeping your kid in a dirty diaper and dealing with like a horrible diaper rash on the other side of that. And like no parent wants to see their kid in pain.
I agree.
And like a dirty diaper, leaving your kid in a diaper too long, that's what it leads to.
And this is
really
why
painful
most people
rash.
are concerned about being taxed, extra.
Yeah, and
they
so it's
already
like,
trying to, hold together what they already have.
Exactly. And I think it's like on average, a box of like the diapers you need to diaper a child for a month is like $100 a month, sometimes more. And that is a trade-off for a lot of families as far as bills and groceries and outings and stuff like that you're trying to have to pay for every month. So definitely an unbelievable organization, and we would really love your support to come and hang with us because it's going to be a great day.
Andrew said he know how to bowl, so we might have to make our way in. Hopefully he could come through in the clutch. But since we're not winning no prizes, I guess we just doing it for fun.
What is it called when there's the two on the opposite ends of the
split?
The split. I feel like you'd be a good split guy.
I think I'm a split bowler.
Yeah, I feel like you'd be able to do the shot that gets both down.
Well, Kristen, I appreciate you for coming through.
Thanks for having me on.
Powerful conversation.
I agree. We'll do it again because our shows don't overlap, so I can do this anytime.
Check out her show. She's the host of Point Taken on 620 WTMJ from 10 to noon.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we got guests. Stay locked in.
Born September 17, 1946, Velma Cox understood the assignment. Raised by parents that believed everyone had a role in the work to uplift and empower the black community. This Milwaukee native carved out her path early in life. With a passion for the arts, Velma honed her skills in both music, visual art, set, and stage production design. While a student in both middle and high school, she immersed herself in the fight for civil rights. She joined the NAACP Youth Council and served at both the local and national level. Protesting discriminatory busing practices and housing discrimination, Velma would work on an array of civil rights issues over the years. Her many passions informed her decision to become an art educator, a graphic designer, and pre-press production artist for the Milwaukee Courier newspaper. Today, we honor the late Velma Cox for her many contributions to black media.
This Black History Moment is sponsored by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law. We need to optimize the PID controller for smoother robotic movements.
Our data analysis shows a significant correlation between the variables in both control groups.
The test shows you experience an acute myocardial infarction.
As you'll see on the syllabus, this course will largely focus on the Mesozoic era.
Get your child the access every child deserves. Enroll your K through 8th grade child by February 28 at Milwaukee College Prep, mkeprep.com/enroll.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
70 million people in the U.S. have learning and thinking differences, like ADHD and dyslexia. Each has their own story. This is ours. At first, I thought it was just a phase. Then schoolwork became a struggle. Emotions got bigger, and my kids started falling behind. I felt alone, like I was lost in the dark trying to find answers. Then I learned about Understood.org, a nonprofit empowering parents and kids like us. It was like we had a light to show us the path ahead. Whenever new challenges came up, their guidance helped us figure out our next step. We still have tough days, but now we have direction. And I have the tools and resources I need to help my child thrive. No matter where you are on the path, Understood can help you keep moving forward. Visit understood.org/yourpath today.
Get the truth and nothing but the truth with Sherwin Hughes every weekday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on 101.7 FM, 1510 a.m. WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice. We want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready. We ready.
.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Oh, that's it. You can just put it on look, Truth Nation, we got guests in studio. We got Brian Thomas from the Phoenix.
Yes, sir.
In studio, recovery.
Absolutely.
And we had a huge discussion on recovery right here on the Tory Lowe Show. But give us a little insight on what you do, your background.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. I am Byron Thompson. I'm a senior manager with the Phoenix, and the Phoenix is a national nonprofit, but it just came to Milwaukee in 2020, right around during the pandemic. And so what the Phoenix is basically a sober, active community. That's what we call ourselves. And so anybody that's in recovery, that's maybe in a 12-step program, or they're in treatment, or even thinking about being sober, doing dry January or whatever.
Okay.
They can go to our app, which is called New Form. And I want all your listeners to put the free app New Form on their phone, because that's where you'll find the Phoenix. And
okay.
we try to have a sober event going on every day. Like tonight,
that's what's up.
Yep. Tonight we'll be doing rock climbing with Adventure Rock. On Saturday we'll be playing basketball. We do something every day for people. You're already in treatment, or you already are go to AA or NA or something like that. But what do you do on the weekends? What do you do for fun? We think that bringing people together with the same like mind, is very powerful in recovery. Just the power of connection. So that's what we do, and we do it nationwide. So when you have the New Form app on your phone, you can find the Phoenix in anything we have going on. If you drive to Chicago, you'll find anything that the Phoenix is doing in Chicago.
Okay, that's what's up.
And the greatest thing about it, Tory, is that it's no charge. So you may be starting off new in recovery and you don't have money to join.
Because people in recovery need a place to go.
Absolutely.
And especially to stay sober, to get around people that won't influence them to kind of backtrack.
Exactly. And the Phoenix is where you'll
And the
find.
Phoenix is an app that, if you anywhere, hey, look, if you want to get out, if you want to know what's going on, you want to get around people that understand recovery, you can use the Phoenix.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so, I mean, you might be out of town on business and, doing something. And what do I do, after we have our business meetings and something, you look up and you're in Las Vegas or something like that. And we have a location in Las Vegas. You'll find that they might be going to, mountain climb or something like that.
That's what's up.
Yep. So
now, do you counsel people with that are going through recovery? Like, what is the counseling like for somebody that's going through recovery?
I think most people, I'll tell you about my personal story. I'm a person in long-term recovery. And when I got in recovery 25 years ago, mostly everybody went to AA, to anonymous programs like NA.
Right.
Or, you go down in the church basement and there's a bunch of guys and ladies down there, and we down there, reading the big book and stuff like that. And so most of the people that come to us, they already have some form of recovery already. But here it is. The thing is, what do we do, when the meeting's over? And so, also people are in treatment. People are in treatment centers that come to us, and they get recommended by their treatment center. They already have their counselor. They already have, treatment for that.
Right.
We're kind of the outlet. So basically, for me, AA is what really got me sober in the beginning. But at the same time, what do I do? How do I enjoy my life? And one of the things I want to do is to get back into sports. I found
That's what's up.
my love for basketball, and I actually started a sober basketball program, and that's how I got involved with the Phoenix. They found out about my sober basketball program, and they thought it would fit well
For
with
those
the
that
Phoenix.
are recovering.
For those that are recovering,
Right.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, when you talk about people don't think about how big recovery is. When people are hooked on, elements out here.
Yeah.
This is a huge deal. It's a lot of people that are, trying to make that switch.
Especially in our community, and not just alcohol and substances, just mental health in general. I think about the gentleman from the Minnesota Vikings that just had committed suicide. I believe his name is Rondell, and that was just right up the road in Indiana. And
Rondell
Moore, yeah. If he would have had, I would just think like if he would have had our app on his phone, the New Form app, not only does it have Phoenix events and stuff on there, but it also has other agencies that do counseling, and it's also a digital community. The New Form app is also a digital community where you can go on there like Facebook or Instagram, and you can say, hey, I got 30 days of sobriety, and you're going to be encouraged. I'll see that, and I'll say, oh, man, congratulations, or I'm having a bad day. And you can say stuff like that, and people are encouraging you, as opposed to like some of the other digital Instagram,
Right,
Facebook.
they got it twerking on there and all this other distractions, and
exactly.
people popping bottles that may
Totally.
Get you tempted.
Absolutely.
Might show some temptation.
Yeah. So,
but the thing is, where I see that somebody has made it for a community to make sure that they have no excuses.
Yeah.
To be sober, to have people out here with the same goals to get together on a night-to-night basis. And if you go to the app, you can see this. You can be around people that will encourage you. So that's powerful.
Yeah, and not just, sporting events. We do social events, man. I do a music festival every summer called Soberfest. And we bring people together through music as well. Pure Marquette Park is right down the street from your studio. And every first Saturday in August, we have a sober music festival where we have live music. It's the only festival in Milwaukee with no alcohol, intentionally with no alcohol, no weed in there. We're doing mocktails. We got Honeybee Sage down there pouring mocktails. We got rap, rock, any kind of music, all free food. But how about a sober festival?
Can regular people come to this?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Anybody can come to it, and you just know it will be no alcohol served. And really, the Phoenix as a whole is for not just people in recovery. We have allies. I think my man, one of my guys from down here actually comes and plays basketball with us. So you don't have to, you can bring your cousin to basketball. Okay. You can't bring your cousin to AA, but you can bring your cousin
to come hang out
to Phoenix basketball. Yeah.
To come hang out with the people that's trying to stay sober.
Absolutely.
And maybe he'll never go through that because he's hanging out and he's hearing stories and he's starting to encourage people. And he may say, I don't even need to even get addicted.
Yeah. Hey, Tory, I'm going to tell you something that happened a couple of Saturdays ago at our free basketball program. A young brother came in, and he usually plays with us, but he's not in recovery. And we know he's not in recovery, and he was just a little more quiet than he normally is. And I talked to him, and he was like, man, I'm going through a breakup, And so for that 2 hours, and it happened to be Saturday, Valentine's Day, as a matter of fact. So you know he was going through it. But the Phoenix was there for him to play ball, hang out with some other people in a safe place as he was going through the breakup, you know what I mean, as he was going through just a bad time. So it's not only for people who with substance and alcohol, issues. It's just for people who, need a safe space.
Now, it was a lot of fuss over the detox center shutting down.
Yeah.
Josh in the chat says he want to know what your opinion is on the detox center shutting down and what other services does the Phoenix provide to assist with people that need these services?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm with the caller on that because, detox is a lot of the, that's the first step in recovery. When somebody is, trying to recover and they really shouldn't be at home. If they're detoxing, they need to go to a center like that. So that's the very first place. And I think we all started off, like I said, I'm a person in recovery myself. So I'm never for any detox place because that's where you first get your head clear enough to decide that you do want recovery. You know what I mean? When you go to detox, you're going to be in there 3 days, get your mind right, and then maybe your next step is finding a place to live. And all of those services, if you go to a detox right now, it's going to have a Phoenix pamphlet up in there. So when you do finally get clean, you'll know what to do. You'll have
how to move around.
Absolutely. So
did you struggle moving around once you started getting sober? Did you struggle to find friends that would help you actually stay sober?
Man, absolutely, man. I credit mostly the Milwaukee AA scene as well as my family, for helping me through those first few months of recovery of what am I going to do? Because I wasn't, right now, Tory, they have all kind of sober houses and places where you can go where there are people. But when I got sober, it wasn't a lot of sober houses. So I was partying and getting and using drugs on Booth and Chambers, and I had to recover right there on Booth and Chambers. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it was. So that's
you had
why
to walk past the
man
doing
I'll tell you,
with your eyes closed.
For 2 years in a row, I never went to the left when I walked out of my house. I walk outside. I went to the right.
Right.
Yeah. And that's the truth.
Hey, look, we got Brian Thomas from the Phoenix in the studio. When we come back, we'll have more discussion, Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Thank you, Milwaukee. Because of you, the second annual Truth Community Awards was an unforgettable celebration of the leaders, changemakers, and heroes who make our city shine. A special thank you to our incredible partners, Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks Foundation, Gruber Law Offices, Steinhoffels, Cousins Subs, and 3rd Street Market Hall. And thank you to our presenting sponsor, Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Together, we're celebrating community, culture, and impact. We'll see you next year at the Truth Community Awards.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about 4 walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your families tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
About that action. Tory Lowe about that action. Tory Lowe about that action. Max said. Tory Lowe about that action. Tory Lowe about that action. Tory Lowe about that action. Tory Lowe about that action.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. We got Brian Thomas in studio from the Recovery to Phoenix, which is an app that if you in recovery.
New Form is the app. Phoenix is the
Phoenix.
The Phoenix is the organization. New Form is the app.
New Form is the app.
Yeah, so I want put that free app on your phone. Mm-hmm. New Form. Tory Lowe will have that on his phone before I leave here.
Yeah,
today.
that's what's up. I mean, I might just come and just hang out.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? They said it's just all kinds of events that people can show up to.
Yeah.
Non-alcoholic.
No hookahs. No.
I'm just saying.
It's the only event.
Hey, you just want to go somewhere where people just.
It's going to be no smoke.
Good conversations, maybe some chicken wings.
Everything else, but
right. That's what I'm saying. This is what you need to do.
Yeah.
This is why this is a powerful conversation.
For sure.
But how did you get hooked on drugs? How did you get started? Was there any gateway ideas going on? Was you just smoking and then?
Man, listen.
How did they start?
I'm gonna tell you, Tory. I'm born on the south side of Chicago. Okay. Mm-hmm. 2 other brothers, it was a family struggle. You know what I mean? I had older brothers. Mm-hmm. I was in that neighborhood where all of a sudden it just became a lot of drugs in our neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Was you ever slanging it? Was you out there moving it around, moving
That's
them
how
pack?
I got through high school.
Oh, wow.
Man. I was bagging up. And you know what I mean?
I always say the first opportunity that we got to make money for males, for black males coming up, was selling drugs.
Absolutely.
Many times I ask a lot of people, like, a lot of the opportunities were presented to them, fast food options, ideas like that, but then they would look out and see the brothers that was, out there moving, things around, and it looked prosperous.
Yeah.
But really, a lot of people didn't understand that was a trap.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about even the movies that our parents, when I was growing up, man, the movies that I was being taken to. The only black faces on there were they were hustlers and stuff like that.
Right.
So
they glorified these people.
They wasn't glorifying my dad going to work every day.
Right.
You know, from
and
working,
I talk about that all the time.
12, you know what I mean?
They made him look like a square.
Absolutely.
And then had the ballers out there, you know, looking like they had all the girls, but they didn't show the dark side. Because once you get in, you know, you get to find out that Big Bubba in the background, you know, or you know, you may even die trying to deal in the community in a certain way.
Yeah.
And there is a price to pay. But you never saw that.
You never saw that. Even some of the movies were made where at the end of the movie the drug dealer got away.
Right.
You know what I mean? He drove off and his wife. You know, not the real story at all.
With two girls that you would love to be with.
Absolutely.
Not one, but two.
Yes. So they glorified that. So everybody I grew up with wanted to be that. They didn't want to be. I mean, most of the. You know, I'm not gonna say everybody. I'm just saying a lot of us got caught up in. You know, they didn't show no heroes working 4 to 12 at the post office. You know, and so. You know, and that's, started off with that. And then, of course...
Shoot, even Bill Cosby was slinging pills from the sound of it.
I don't know if that's in this conversation.
I'm just saying. We don't have to be in the conversation. It's in the news media.
Yeah.
They say it was Bill Cosby.
Yeah, whether you want it or not, though. I mean, I think most of my customers wanted the drug.
Right.
I'm quite sure my people wanted it.
Right. Well, I'll say this. You know, it's amazing that you have overcame those obstacles, and now we're here on the Tory Lowe Show, and you're encouraging those that are out there in recovery that need an outlet. You know, bringing outlets, bringing something that they can actually tangibly load up on their phone, that they can get around people that are going to encourage them. Play some sports, hang out. You know, it's a lot of things that they can do if they upload the app. And give them the app one more time, bro.
New Form is the app. It's a free app. So go on to anywhere where you get your apps and download New Form, and you'll find the Phoenix there as well as other organizations in the city. We have Milwaukee Turners is on there. Anybody that's doing something positive, they've got like gambling anonymous type things on there. That's another thing that's going on right now in our community. Parlays, people here talking about all that.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you this: like the sports, once they got that sports betting, once that sports betting took off. You know, people watching the games, they think they got an edge. They'll try it.
That's the next thing that we're going to have to, guard against in our community, man, because we're not making enough money to be, putting no money out there like that anyway.
Well, some people, they online saying they hit it. They hit the jackpot.
Yeah, that's the only ones that you hear about. You don't hear about the other night.
Yeah, the one that can't go home because they didn't lost the rent money.
You never hear that story.
My grandma always told me, because my granddaddy would go out and gamble and do all of that. And one time the lights was out and she was like, and she looked at me, she was like, don't never gamble your money.
Yeah.
And that stick to me to this day. I don't gamble. If I shake your hand, I won. I already know that you just misinformed.
That's it.
Like that's only how if I stick my hand out there, I know I won the bet.
Absolutely.
You just don't know. So I never bet like recklessly where, unless I'm talking about the Packers winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna do that every year. I think the Green Bay Packers gonna win the Super Bowl every year. This just in my DNA. I'm just like that.
Now I told
we
you
Packer fans. Yeah.
Now Tori, I told you I was born on the south side of Chicago.
Here
but anyway,
we go. Well, we ain't gotta worry about y'all. Y'all might be going to Indiana.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay.
Back to recovery.
Okay. Before we get back to recovery, since you said that, if Chicago moved to Indiana, what would it be? The Indiana Bears?
No, it's still going to be.
Well, I got a good name. I got a good name.
I'm sure you do.
I've
heard quite a few.
And they moved the Indianimals.
That's terrible, man. That's one of the worst ones I heard already. I didn't heard a lot of them. but I'll say this. Green Bay. That's not exactly Milwaukee. So y'all out there.
We was here now. Look, they was here for a second now.
Right. Well, what happened?
Okay, but they moved to Green Bay. But like I said, that's our team. Like I said, y'all don't be bitter because Chicago just now getting good. Then now y'all get good. Yeah. Now they about to, they waited till y'all got something decent out there.
And then they left.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's wild. That's worse than the Cleveland Browns.
Another thing that we do is that I'm gonna tell you something we have coming up. We have a recovery night with the Milwaukee Bucks coming up, and that's
what's up.
That's gonna be Tuesday. March 17th, it's going to be the full night of a sanctioned recovery night at the Milwaukee Bucks, and we take a lot of people it's going to be their first opportunity to go to a game sober, okay?
That's what's up.
And so, I mean, that's another thing that we do. You know, we bring people together and give them that opportunity. We partner with the Brewers. We partner with Chicago White Sox, Detroit Pistons, and you know, because you know we don't only just want to be in church basements.
How did you get the job at the Phoenix? Were they helping you, and they was like, you know what? Well, you would make a good.
You know what?
Representative.
What happened, Tory, is in my own recovery, I started a sober basketball night called Rebound. So I would rent a church out on Tuesday nights and just invite people who were in recovery, and I call the program Rebound, and we would just play
What gym
ball.
is that? Is that anybody can show up, or is just you got to register?
Well, back then it was just like come show up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now they didn't have all these apps and all this stuff. So I started that in 2008, and it grew. I ended up having 2 locations for Rebound Basketball, and the Phoenix noticed me, and they said, "Hey, we're doing this on a national platform. If you
they can travel,
yeah, absolutely. Your program.
So y'all
can
got
grow."
a team. Y'all got jerseys now. Or what?
We do have some jerseys.
Anybody dunking? Y'all, is it good? Can we come see it? Can we come watch it?
You can come play. You don't have to come.
Oh,
you can suit
it's
up.
just for people to come play. Yeah.
No. I mean, sometimes we've had games where we just have like A and B games.
You started a whole sober league.
I mean, I would challenge the truth. We could challenge y'all to a game and have a benefit game or something like that.
Let me tell you something.
Man, you got me playing basketball.
We got the celebrity game. Like we can come out there. You know what I mean? And let's get it together. Like
I'm all about putting together things like that where we'll challenge you guys. We'll challenge G's Clippers if they want to play. Anybody who want to come out and get some.
That's powerful. That's powerful. Now, before we go to break, what do you want the people to know? What do you want the community to know?
Hey, man, I want our community to know that I got sober right here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I didn't have a lot of money. I've been through 25 years of sobriety. That's 25 Summerfests that have gone by, 25 Juneteenths without using alcohol or drugs, 25 years of people passing away in my family and getting married. So all through the ups and the downs, you can be sober. And I'm still having fun. I'm still going out.
That's what's up.
And doing fun things and part of the community. I'm not, I used to be, more anonymous, keeping that on the low. But I really want sobriety to be one of the cool things that you can be. I want to promote sobriety as something that's, it's not something that we don't need to talk about. I think that we really need to talk about that in our community.
And I think that's an important conversation because a lot of people are ashamed of their actions while they was going through, and many times it's hard. A lot of people around them it's hard to forgive them because they had stolen, they had acted, they was not in their right mind.
All of that.
And so you got to
look at somebody who
you got to
did that,
recondition yourself, right?
On the Tory Lowe show. You know what I mean? Like there was a time when you wouldn't have had me up here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so
you'd have been trying to sell me a pack.
Or this coat right here.
Somebody TV.
I'm telling you, that's all our story.
Right.
I mean? So everybody's got somebody, a cousin, or it might not be for you. I always say, people tell me, no, that's not for me. But there's somebody in your family. There's somebody on your block that
we all know somebody that can use help.
Absolutely.
But it's hard to give somebody help if they don't want it.
Yes.
So you got to want it.
Yeah, and you gotta, and people are gonna think, what do I do? Who am I gonna hang with? What am I gonna do?
Yeah,
how am I gonna enjoy music? How am I gonna go to a Bucks game? How am I going to go enjoy the Packer game when I'm always drinking? No, when we go to the Packer game too, but we don't. We got a sober section.
Y'all go together.
We got a sober section at the Packer. You know what I'm saying? So
that's powerful.
So that's what's going on now.
Give everybody that app one more time. Byron Thomas.
The app is New Form. Put New Form on your phone. And then you'll find the Phoenix there and sign up. Everything that we do is absolutely free. Any event that you come to that's on that app is free. We also have virtual programming. We got yoga classes on there. We got all kind of things on there where you can do it right in your home. You don't even have to come out. Everything is on the app.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so I really want you all to put that on your phone and join us in Milwaukee or wherever you are.
We got Byron Thompson in studio. And we got Melanie in the chat. She says the detox center has been restructured. People can still receive services at the same location.
Shout out to Melody Williams for getting me on the Tory Lowe Show and all the wonderful work she's
she
doing.
does a lot for recovery.
Absolutely, over at Genesis Behavioral Services. Thank you for the connection.
Well, thank you for coming through. Hey, we might have to hit you up again, to check on what's going on with the recovery during the summer.
Absolutely.
Once the snow melt, they say people, when it get hot outside, we gotta
come to Soberfest.
We gotta lock in.
Soberfest, Saturday, August 1st, right down the street.
That's what's up.
At Pierre Marquette Park.
All right. Thank you for coming through.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we got more guests. Stay locked in.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
What's up, everybody? March 27th, go get your tickets. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be me, Finesse Antetokounmpo, my co-host, Tony C, and Nature Boy. Woo! Ric Flair. It's going to be nice. It's going to be dope. You guys are going to love it. It's going to be an experience, and we're going to have a lot of fun. It's basically a party/podcast.
Yeah, we're throwing a party at the Riverside, March 27th, TALiveshow.com. Who's the guest again? Can I get a woo? Woo! With Ric Flair. Can't wait.
See you guys.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Williams, and I want to share with you the role that diabetes has had in my family. I lost my grandmother at the early age of 64 due to complications with diabetes. She was warm, generous, and a constant encouragement for me to follow my heart. Did you know that African Americans experience chronic kidney disease at a rate that's 25% higher than white Americans? And we're almost 4 times more likely to develop kidney failure. Diabetes and high blood pressure are leading causes of kidney disease, which can result in kidney failure, needing dialysis, or a kidney transplant. The good news is that you have the power to check out how well your kidneys are doing and learn ways to prevent them from failing. So go to your doctor and get yourself checked out. Visit linkbylovetv.org to learn more. Get the facts, get checked, and get healthy.
Metastatic breast cancer, or stage 4 breast cancer, happens when cancer spreads beyond the breast to other parts of the body. About 168,000 women are living with it today, with Black women at a higher risk due to various factors. Research has led to treatments that help manage the disease and improve quality of life. The Everyday Counts study explores how nutrition and exercise coaching can support women with metastatic breast cancer. To learn more about the Everyday Counts study in Milwaukee, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu. If you or someone you know has stage 4 breast cancer, please encourage them to call and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
This SportsCenter update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The Milwaukee Bucks were able to hang on to a 118-116 win against the Cleveland Cavaliers on Wednesday night after a shot from Jared Allen just came a second late.
Oh, no, it's still in his hand. I thought he got it off in time, in real time, but the replay clearly shows the ball still in Jared Allen's hand.
After review, it would be no basket.
Kevin Porter Jr. had 20 points with Ryan Rollins adding 18. Head coach Doc Rivers after the win.
Because this is a big response for us. This is what we haven't done this year, where we could have gave in and we didn't.
The UWM Panthers ended the regular season with a win against Youngstown State, 78-65, to finish the season 12-19 and go to the Horizon League tournament as a 9 seed matched up against Robert Morris. The Panthers split the season series. This True Sports Update was brought to you by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
101. 7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. All right, well, we got two brothers in the studio. They talk about men's mental health. They are doing great work. We got William Holloway, and we got Walter Cullen Jr. Cullen Jr. in studio. Now, mental health is always the topic that we talk about all the time, but we kind of touch on it, and then we go and move on and try to as we take tips and pointers on how to deal with it in our real lives. Yeah. Because sometimes you got to use the tips, you got to hear the tips, but you got to activate the tips.
Absolutely.
And so, give us a little background on what y'all do when it comes to men's mental health.
So Walt and I have been connected for a while now. I've been knowing Walt since he was a teenager. And then we ended up working with each other. And in that time when we was working with each other, we would check on each other from day to day. Hey, how you doing? You good, bro? Everything all right? From there, we kind of, kept going back and forth with that. We actually did a podcast about a couple years ago now, where we had men on the panel and we talked about some of the issues that men face. And from that, we kind of thought that we probably should develop that into something a little bit more deeper. And so we kept talking, kept developing. We ended up coming up with a men's mental health journal. I'm going to let Walt talk a little bit too in regards to it, but we're not necessarily mental health specialists or anything like that.
Y'all just carry the conversation.
Just two guys in the community who we were using these strategies. We were talking to other men that were, using some different strategies to be able to keep themselves balanced. Keep themselves at a level 0, and we thought we might compile it, put it into a journal with some tips, strategies, and also some pages for journaling to be able to have, put it in your toolbox. Like you said, we talk about it a little bit, we touch on it, and then we get right back to doing what we do, grinding.
Sometimes we as men, we suffer in silence.
Absolutely.
It's true.
We're supposed to be the provider. We're supposed to be able to pay all the bills.
No question.
You know what I mean? And then the standards then went all the way up. I don't even see how you going out on a date now if it ain't a 5-star restaurant. But
can't take them to Applebee's.
I guess that's off.
Cheesecake Factory.
That's
off the list too.
Oh wow! But it's just good to have brothers just keeping an eye on mental health in a way where we can connect as men.
Yeah. So it definitely is a conversation starter for so many people. But, you have a lot of people come to you and say that they weren't doing anything in regards to their mental health. And this kind of gives you some guides, a tip, a plan to kind of get that rolling in your life. Of course, Walt and I still kind of, go back and forth with some of this stuff. We have to remind ourselves, like, are you sleeping? Absolutely. Are you exercising?
Absolutely.
Are you getting in what you need to be getting in? And so it's always a reminder. Since we wrote the book, people kind of think you got it all together. But the whole premise started from us saying to each other, are you good? Are you straight? And having conversations and then keeping that rolling. So
what is the most difficult thing when it comes to mental health that as men we don't want to admit?
It's hard to
that you got a mental health problem.
There you go.
Starting with that.
You got to say, hey.
Yeah, acknowledging it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then just actually, when you in the midst of it, like, actually sitting yourself down and being like, hold on, I got to either put this down on paper or I need to talk to somebody. For me, it might be Holloway, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And maybe journaling, and I just need a minute. But at the end of the day, I think that's the toughest part because we always got to look like we got the answer. We got to look like we are okay. Even when and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be transparent. My guy, Keon, shout out to Keon Whitley. He's in Tennessee right now. He just texted me today. He said, how you doing, bro? Are you good? And I said, I'm cool. And then
but you wasn't.
But I wasn't. So I did go back to him and I told him, I said, you know what, bro, you always text me at the right time because I'm actually fronting. I'm actually not okay. You know what I'm saying? And I might share a lot of that stuff with Holloway, but why would I even, why would I lie to him like that? Because the bravado is, hold on, I know I'm good, bro. Everything good.
It's a sign of weakness to just admit you have an issue.
Absolutely.
With men.
Absolutely.
Your pride tell you that you got to keep going, right?
Absolutely.
That you can't look weak, you can't look a certain way, and so it's tough, sometimes to, like you said, to acknowledge it, but not only to acknowledge it, to continuously acknowledge it and be consistent about, doing the things that you need to do to be able to get yourself back on point.
Well, I'll say this. I think that it took a while for me to admit that we all came from an environment, and with that environment, it was attached to some things that we call mental stress, mental health.
Yes.
So we all have to. It's not like, okay, you mentally off or anything like that. It's just that sometimes it's environmental, and you pick up things in the process of growing, and then you got to kind of dissect it.
No question.
At some point, you got to dissect it.
And sometimes it sits there in your subconscious. Like you go through things on a regular, and especially when you're growing up, you might think it's just like normal, but you throw it in your subconscious, and later on it shows.
My daddy did this. My uncles
everybody
did this.
I know do this.
Right. Prime example, it was a video on Instagram the other day. I think I shared it with you, where it showed these men sitting on the stoop of their step or on in a neighborhood, and you had a guy get out of his car and he had to walk past each individuals, and it narrated all his thoughts as he walked past these different men, and he's like, okay, I got to make sure I look this way because if I look like I'm afraid, they might attack me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it showed voice what the other men were saying, like he shouldn't even be over here, or he looked like he better keep it moving. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's something traumatic as well that can actually play on your mental health, because now that he made it down that walk, he actually made it. Now he can breathe again. But he was already
in defense mode.
Right.
Absolutely.
And that's just until
Cortisone levels going up.
There you go. So you got the cortisol already up there, your adrenaline is up, all of that messes with your whole brain. And we can get into brain chemistry as well. You know what I mean?
Wow. He said
we talk about the development of the amygdala and things like that.
Yeah, he kind of smart.
And all those things play a part, but we don't recognize it when we going through it.
Well, it's nobody to teach us that. They just teach you to, at 18, get out the house.
Yeah.
You ain't even got a job.
Figure it out.
So you got to get it how you live, right? So you got to get it how you live, and there's no really, like you said, it's kind of tough. We come from a generation, and again, my father was a great father, but he also was that silent type. He really wasn't explaining a whole lot to you, right? So you had
Mr. Miyagi.
You had to figure it out. You had to figure it out, and sometimes in that figuring it out, I might find something that worked for this particular situation, but it really ain't right for every situation.
Right.
But since it worked in this situation, I'm gonna keep doing it until somebody come along and say, you know what, that ain't. You don't really got to do it that way. That's really not the proper way to be able to do that. But sometimes we don't have that other person to come around and like put their arm around you and be like, look, bro, you don't have to do it that way. And again, it's tough because you have older men and they're going through the same thing, and we're never this wasn't a conversation 50 years ago with our community at all. Right. And so to have an older man be able to do that, they had to actually go through some processes and some things to be able to get to a point to where they can say, you know what, let me teach this young brother. And we don't necessarily always have that in our communities the proper way.
I agree. I think that it took me into my late 20s, 28, years old, when I realized, okay, I got to unpack a lot of this because, you get your guards built up. You got everything in place. You know what I mean?
Ways.
You got your ways. Now you realize, okay, let me unpack some of this because a lot of this may not have been right.
Yep.
Unlearning.
It was just the way I had to grow.
Yep.
Due to the lack of knowledge, due to what I was seeing, but many times I didn't even know what I was even seeing. I was just reacting to what I was seeing, and it became a habit.
Yeah.
Right. Not only reacting, but think about it. A lot of our upbringings were do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
So,
and that's if you even had that.
For sure.
Because you weren't even supposed to even be thinking for yourself, right?
Hey.
So now, like you said, you get older and you got to kind of unlearn some of those things. You said it was 28.
I was 28 when I first realized, okay, let me get let me get in some counseling. Let me make sure, because like I said, we don't know.
You just don't know.
You don't know until you find out. Then once somebody opened that door, you start looking through the door like, wow, I gotta I gotta move some furniture around up in here.
And Not to mention the stigma on you actually going to counseling.
It depends on how that situation happens to you too, right? You could have a moment of clarity where you say, I got to start fixing something, right? Or it could happen to you where your pride kick back up again, right? You get humbled in the situation, and then you don't really want to be in that situation anymore, so you start avoiding it. The other thing, the big thing about this is we only really have two feelings that we get to feel as men for the most, and that's what we've been taught, right? Anger, frustration, and then sometimes happiness, right? Mm-hmm. And so there's a whole myriad of feelings in between there, right? Anxiety, nervousness, all kinds of different things that you could be feeling, and you can't really identify it, right? So how do it really come out? It usually come out as anger, right? And
frustration.
So, no question about it. And so if you haven't had a conversation, if you haven't been talked through all of these different things or whatever, you end up being short with people. You end up wigging on people. You end up snapping on people. And then you, like you said, all of a sudden you get to a certain age and be like, dang, that wasn't right. That wasn't right. You know what I mean? And so you have your kids, and you want to do better with your kids. You want to have better conversations with your kids because I don't want to send my daughter and my son out into the world because it's a harsh world, right?
Right.
With the wrong tools, and so I want them to be able. But it all starts with me. So I have to be able to go through these processes. I have to open my mind, like you said. You open that door and you see some pieces are out of place. I got to move some things around. Some things got to come out. Like they shouldn't even be in there, right? But you don't know that until you actually had that moment of clarity. But that moment of clarity also can be kind of intimidating to us.
Oh, you got work to do.
No question. And so a lot of us do have that moment of clarity, but because our pride kicked back up, we put it off for another 10 years. We put it off for another 15 years. And right now, what we trying to do is be able to say, let's put the brakes on real quick. Let's stop for a minute. Let's learn how to process. Let's learn how to meditate. Let's learn how to calm ourselves down so that we can actually think through this. What are you really feeling at this moment, right? Like Walt said when he talked to his guy, I'm cool, but not really though. He had to go back and be like, I really ain't cool. So now I can talk it out with you, and we can kind of walk through these processes. At the end, I let that pressure be off my chest and off my back a little bit.
Well, we got to run the break. When we come back, we got Walt in the building. We got Will in studio. We talking men's health.
For sure.
We're having a healthy conversation on men's health. When we come back, we'll have more conversation, Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. The award-winning 1017 The Truth proudly celebrates Black excellence and the most monumental moments in our history. All month long, we're honoring the voices, the stories, and the achievements that have shaped our past, empowered our present, and continue to inspire our future. Tune in for Dr. Ken's Trivia, spotlighting powerful facts and moments you need to know, and Tory Lowe's Our Voices, Our Stories, amplifying the youth, perspectives, and lived experiences that define who we are. Tune in all month long as 1017 The Truth lifts up the legacy, the brilliance, and the power of Black history. Because Black history isn't just history, it's happening every day. 1017 The Truth's celebration of Black History Month is proudly sponsored by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law. Celebrating Black excellence, celebrating our history. All month long on 1017 The Truth.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your families tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They treated me like family.
They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
A penny saved earns you a whole new look. Nick Avani's penny sale is on now. Buy one item at the regular price and get a second item for just 1 penny. Suits, shirts, and more for mere pocket change. In honor of Black History Month, Nick Avani's is offering this incredible deal throughout February. So don't miss your chance to step out sharp for 1 measly penny. Visit Nick Avani's on the 2nd floor of Mayfair Mall before February ends. Nick Avani's penny sale. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
He stood up for the people. The Lord brought him favor. Never met anyone that had this kind of flavor. God-fearing brother, and that is a major. So take a step back and let us do the labor, because Tory's a light in the
Get your headphones on 1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Hey, look, we having a powerful conversation with two brothers about men's mental health. We got William Holloway and Walter Carlin Jr. in studio. And I'll tell you this, thank y'all for coming through today,
Appreciate it,
because this is early, this is February 2026.
Mm-hmm.
We talking about it, and we getting it in early, the conversation about just men's health, mental health.
Yeah.
And this is all men, just not black, it's everybody as a male, but many times we are dealing with our own race of blacks, and we have to make sure that we have those real conversations with each other.
No question. We definitely, started with our community, because there's a lot of things that's going on in our community, but we don't want to limit it to just our community. There's a lot of pressure on all men that, and a lot of men, no matter what race you are, they're taught a lot of these same principles. They're taught that you have to be strong. You have to put this front on. You always have to look like you got the answer to everything that's going on. And that's a tremendous amount of pressure, right? There has to be a pressure release at some point in time. So there has to be things. And again, I'm going to just say this. Even with the strategies that we got going on, we're still men every single day. We still have to make sure that we're taking care of the things that we need to take care of, because my job don't go away.
Right.
My kids don't go away.
The bills don't go away.
The bills don't go away. So I still got to be able to do that.
True that.
And so we're doing these things so you can have some things in your toolbox, because life is going to continue to life. It's going to continue to happen to you. So, but do you have to get mad every time something happened to you, right? Do you have to wig out every time something happened to you? Do you have to wait until you physically get sick until you sit yourself down or to start
get ready
exercising?
to go to the hospital?
Correct.
Right.
Or, start eating right. Do we have to wait until something bad happened in order?
A lot of times I've seen it, like a lot of brothers wait till they get to the hospital, and the hospital say, you got this and that going on, and this is the diet, so they try to straighten it up.
Yeah.
What's our conversation all the time? We say, if you don't take a minute, if you don't sit down, if you don't take a day, we encourage each other to take a day from work.
No question.
Our body is going to sit us down. And it has never failed. The body has won 100% of the time, I guarantee it. And it's usually something that you catch too late, especially for men. You know, they always say we're more reluctant to go to the doctor and things like that.
Well, historically, there's reasons.
Sure. For sure. Lots of historical things that.
But we got to overcome those things and know when, and not be so ignorant. That's why we have to be. They say financial literacy, but I say it's health literacy. You need to understand how that works. And even many times, even if you just learn how to do herbs, the old herbs, you could a combination of both, but you got to know how to, deal with that, because many times we wait to stay. Once we get in there, it's near stage 4.
It's almost over with.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
as opposed to us being proactive and maybe fasting for a certain amount of time, making sure we get our proper water diet, we do our walks, and coupling those things together and try to do that versus, I'm about to get that extra cheese pizza. I'm about to get this, these.
Not with the pepperoni and the sausage on it. With the deluxe.
I'm a cheese pizza guy, but
I'm that deluxe. I need my deluxe.
I love it.
Shout out Hups and Neds and all that. You know what I mean?
We got something going on. Put the fork down 2026.
Put the fork down.
That's what we call it. To put the fork down.
Okay.
We gonna try to get our health together.
Hey, I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm with it. Especially for the men. And everything in here is practical. Everything is here practical. So what you'll find is a lot of the individuals that we are surrounded with, we communicate with, we've utilized those strategies that they use. We place them in the book.
Absolutely.
And it's
Now, what's the name of the book? Where can they get the book?
I Just Need a Minute, a men's guide for reflection.
I Just
and
Need a
reprieve.
Minute.
Yep, I just need a minute. Because a lot of times men, man, hold on, I just need a minute. I just got to the house.
Right.
Hold on, I just need a minute. I'm about to go into work. You know what I mean? Yeah. And sometimes it's figurative, but it's also literal as well.
Don't stress me out right now.
Hey, give me a minute. Them kids get to ask you for something.
Question.
Your wife asks you for something. Your girl asks you for something. Your mama asks you for something. You're like, hold on.
Community asks you for something?
Man,
There you go.
all the pressures that come along with this life.
Yeah.
All the pressures that come along with this life.
Yeah, it's on Amazon, though. It's been on Amazon since August 19th.
Yeah.
We dropped it August 19th, and then we did a book signing and things like that, and we've been on the road since.
Well, I'll say this. I appreciate y'all for coming through. These are conversations that can be had with the right intention. A lot of times when you tell somebody something, they'll come back and circle back and use it against you. They'll when they get mad at you when the fallout happened.
Yep. That part.
And then they got in and you done told them everything, and now they trying to throw it back at you on the internet.
For sure.
This is
on
true.
Facebook. You know what I mean?
That's why it's important to maintain your resolve when that type of stuff comes to you. So that's why we always add the disclaimer: we're not clinicians, we're advocates for this.
Right.
And trust that we're all on our own mental journeys, and there's times where I done forgot to journal. I done forgot to even utilize what I done actually wrote in here. You know what I mean?
And there's a lot of domestic violence happening too, where people are reaching their limit.
Yeah.
And I think that this is why you have to have somebody in your corner, and when you go through these mental health issues of dealing with stress, you need a friend. You need somebody that you can talk to. But a lot of people, they are practicing isolated themselves to the point where they say that my circle's so small that, you know what I mean, all I got to do is just, walk around the corner and come back home, and it's I don't need nothing outside of that.
Right.
But you got to have the right people. You got to network, get around people that kind of are in the same mindset that you are.
Correct.
Absolutely.
And it's going to help you build.
Absolutely. And sometimes, so I'm going to just say this real quick. There's times when I say things and when Walt say, no, Holloway, no, we can't do that, right? So I need him to be objective sometimes with me and challenge me on some of the things that I'm saying, right? Because I might be tripping. I might be going down that wrong road. Or I might be like, yeah, no, and he like, no, I don't know about that, Holloway. You might be tripping with that one, and be like, for real? Am I tripping? And I trust him enough that when he say that, it make me reevaluate what I'm talking about.
That's what's up.
For sure.
So you definitely need to have somebody in your corner that not only can think along the same lines as you, but also can be like, no, you going a little too far left on that one, Holmes. I gotta pull you back in a little bit.
But a lot of times ego get involved. You hating.
Yeah,
you got to break through it.
But what you say, you got to get around the right people.
You got to break through.
You got to get around the right people. That small group that you got right now, I got a small circle. You might need to broaden that circle or get some of the people out of there and substitute.
Well, look, I appreciate y'all for coming on the show. Give the name of the book, give where they can get it at. How can they follow you? How they can keep up with y'all?
I Just Need a Minute is the name of the book. We're on Amazon. Walter Cullen Jr., William Holloway. We are on Instagram. ICEC is the name.
It's Ice Consultants 2.
Ice Consultants 2. I always forget our Instagram.
That's the Instagram.
Okay.
Ice Consultants 2. We also do some things with teachers. So we work in the community. We do a lot of different things. So Ice Consultants 2 is on Instagram. And then we have our webpage. We got our website.
Yep.
IceConsultants2.com.
Yep.
And so you can get on there and look on there, see a little couple things on there. Our bios are on there on all the different services that we might offer. But we kind of like men in the community or whatever, so we don't really pigeonhole ourselves in one thing.
For sure.
Got the men's journal, but we also do a lot of teacher training and things like that, and try to get in some of these schools and things like that. So we're all over the place with it.
Hey, look.
And we do a podcast. I have a podcast. We do a lot of podcasting together with one another.
Absolutely. What's the name of the podcast?
What's Your Motive Podcast. Check out Will and I on a lot of things in regards to teachers and mental health. We've done a variety of episodes.
That's powerful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate y'all for coming in, William Holloway and Walter Cullen Jr. I definitely have to bring y'all back. I have to bring y'all back because it's going to be a lot going on in July.
For sure.
And we may have a whole different conversation going on, but we got to talk about the mental health and make it a conversation, a normal conversation, especially when it comes to men.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. I totally agree. So thank you for having us. We're more than
really
we would love to be back and to continuously have that conversation. So like you said, we could put it in the atmosphere and more men can catch on to it, and we can all start feeling like, yeah, I actually got somebody that I can talk to, actually talk about this and kind of get it off my chest. Have somebody to kind of put it out there in the atmosphere for us, and so
shout out you, T-Lo. Appreciate you.
Appreciate
look,
this.
Hey, look, we gotta have part 2. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more discussion, Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
It's a big week for Milwaukee College Prep. Milwaukee College Prep is a high-performing, nonprofit charter school network serving more than 2,000 black and brown scholars from K-3 through 8th grade right here in Milwaukee. Join MCP as we celebrate Black History Month. Hear directly from their alumni and scholars as they share what Black History Month means to them, the pride, the legacy, and the responsibility to lead. Because Black History isn't just a month, it's the foundation of our future. Milwaukee College Prep. Building scholars, shaping leaders, inspiring tomorrow.
Listen Fridays to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris during Black History Month for Dr. Ken's Trivia. It's not just questions, it's culture. Facts they don't teach you and a few stories that matter. We'll test what you know and teach each other something new along the way. Lock in your Fridays in February. Be ready to call in and bring your brain with you. Dr. Ken's Trivia, Friday in February on Truth in the Afternoon with me, Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth, YouTube, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Do you hear that? And that? And that? Those are the sounds of a healthy and vibrant community. And to this United Way volunteer, nothing sounds better. They're the sounds of children being given greater chances to succeed in school. The sounds of neighbors receiving the support needed to overcome challenges, both big and small. They're the sounds of families gaining access to quality health care and nutritious food for their tables. And they're the sounds of members of our community who've benefited from United Way's financial education programs. See, wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. People working together to respond and growing the good for everyone. United is the way. So join us by getting involved or giving back. Learn more at unitedway.org.
I take care of the kids, and I take care of my dad. I take care of things at work. The groceries, the cleanups, the meltdowns, the doctor's visits, the family events, mealtimes, bedtimes. I take care of all the things everyone else needs. But I haven't made time to take care of what I need.
Family caregivers are often overloaded. It can feel overwhelming and exhausting. It's no surprise that millions of caregivers experience symptoms of anxiety and depression every year. But help is available, because there may only be one you, but you don't have to do it alone. Head to mentalhealthcareworks.org. That's mentalhealthcareworks.org to learn how to get the support you deserve, because mental health care works when you make the call. If you're experiencing a mental health crisis or thoughts of suicide, dial 988, a message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269BL Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice. We want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe show. I was just, I was having a good time with the brothers that came through. I love when the brothers come through. It's just that rare moment where you can just kind of, you connect and you can understand the plight It's still February. It's still February, and just to have good-minded, thoughtful brothers that's trying to educate. And now these are people, and I always say we need to put the brothers that's trying to, that overcame the obstacles and things, we need to put them in the front. Sometimes they give us, brothers that, they kind of made a lot of mistakes, but then you'll be a great person to be in the front. I mean, I'm not saying that there's no use for that kind of idea, but I need the brothers that, that didn't, we came through the same circumstances, but they got around. I need that. Like, I like that, and that's just me. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say about it. But I like the brothers that, at least as a leader, I want the brother that, came through the same obstacles and that I can relate to that because I had to get around a lot of obstacles. Now, some people that fell in the cracks and they needed to be the brother that fell in the crack that turned himself around, and I think that's powerful. But for me, I need somebody that was able to maneuver through the same obstacles and get on the other side. I need that. I need that to, I need that. That fuels my energy when I talk to brothers like that. I talk to all my brothers, but I need to, get to, we need to get to the point where we get people that, was able to get around and get over some of these humps without having that criminal-minded type story. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a dope story, when you watch it on TV, it's how they had to, get started and how it ended. It's a good for the TV, but at the end of the day, in real life, we need those brothers. That's why I say the people on the front lines need to come to the front. Y'all need to stop playing the back. Y'all need to get out here, be loud, let these kids see that there are people out here that came through the same circumstances and went on to do certain things. Now, what the problem is with them kind of brothers and sisters, they'll lead a community. They'll get out the hood and they'll leave. Or they'll come and do something, but they'll be quiet because they'll want folks to know that they doing well. They trying to, play the background, But really, you gotta compete with the drug dealer, the dope boy, the pimp. You got all these things out front, and the kids don't even see nothing but that. But now you telling them, hey, do right. You look like a square to these kids. They don't see you. It's good advice. But you look like a chump. You look like a square. I ain't saying get out here and get outlandish, but we do have fun. People on the front lines, we do have fun. Some of y'all know how to cut a rug better than anybody I know. So let these kids see that frontline lifestyle. How y'all was able to overcome. Didn't allow the circumstances to take you under. Let's get some brothers like that out here. A lot of people get offended when I say that. But it's the truth. We didn't let them, the drug culture take over, and look what happened. We didn't let it happen. They did, We allowed for the, pimping and all of this to take over and look at the community. Okay. It's time to get back to the revolution. Get back to rebuild, regroup, rethink, and reshape, and it's the truth. A lot of people hate when I say that, but I don't care because I'm out here. I'm helping. I'm dealing with it. So I don't care if you like what I'm saying or not, because when I get off the show, I got to go back and do what I say. I got to get out here and do what I just said. I'm trying to retire. Andrew. I thought I was going to retire this year. You know what I mean? But this ain't the time to retire. It's the time to rebuild. It's a time to fix the village. It's time to repair the village. So I can't retire when it's time to repair the village. Pow! So we back at it. Hey, but I do want to talk about this Gavin Newsom. Now, somebody sent this to me. Somebody sent this Gavin Newsom trying to, pander to black folks. And I know if this was Donald J. Trump, this will be all over the place. Everybody be talking about this. But I guess Gavin Newsom referred himself to black people as far as his low ACT scores and the fact that he can't read. I guess this is what I'm getting from the conversation. But we got some video on this. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I mean, who did Hovde came? Eric Hovde, when he was running for governor, I think he was running for. No, he was running against Tammy Baldwin. He was running for U.S. Senate. And he came to Juneteenth. And he was trying to explain, his connection with black people. And they clipped that and they took that I believe that's why he lost a little bit. I believe that he was trying to, pander to black people during Juneteenth, and he sometimes you gotta know when to just you got two different lifestyles. You don't need to try to pander. You grew up different, and when you try to make that relation just do it through action. Write up some legislation. Stop trying to connect with black people by talking about how you can relate to black people, because you're gonna mess up every time. Why don't you just go pass some legislation that's going to work for black people and then use that as an example? I hate when people want to relate to black people through conversation. I don't want to hear it. Relate to me by something you wrote up that we can get behind. That's what's going to show me. But Galvin Newsom is in the media right now. Somebody sent this to me. If you're watching this, we broadcast live. We got him, trying to pander to black folks. Let's listen.
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. I'm a 960 SAT guy.
Oh, wow.
and I'm not trying to offend anyone, trying to act all there if you got 940. But literally a 960 SAT guy. I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech. Maybe the wrong business to be in.
I don't know what that is. What do you mean by that, Andrew? What was he trying to say, Andrew?
I have no idea what Gavin was trying to say.
I need a white interpretation. I need a white folks' interpretation on this. Can you interpret this?
The senior white correspondent?
Yeah. Well, no, it's just what he said. He was trying to relate. And basically, he was talking about low SAT scores, and he couldn't read the speeches.
Yeah.
So it's okay. So if this was done by Donald J. Trump, it'll be just an outrage. And like I said, I think both sides need to be called to the carpet. Really, for when it comes to what we need as far as black community economics, education, neighborhood development, redlining. I think we need to really call all the politics to the carpet to get what we really need. But at the end of the day, that's all I'm saying. Like, don't pander. Like, people want to pander, go write some legislation up to me. That's why when I be like, well, what you talking about? What's the legislation? What we trying to do? And a lot of people, y'all gonna make excuses up, but y'all clip everybody, to fit y'all narrative. All I'm saying is, you can't, when you say you can relate to me and you say it's a low SAT score, and I guess, they trying to go off them third grade test scores or whatever. I don't know what he was looking at. Sir Chun says probably he was faking it to make it and appease the lower middle class and far unfortunate black folks. I don't know. But hey, what do y'all think he was trying to say? We're going to open up the lines, 833-212-1017. We got George on the lines. How you doing, George?
Good, Tory. What about yourself?
Blessings, brother. You gonna defend Newsom?
I'm not defending anybody. I'm gonna hit you with the facts real quick.
Go right ahead.
This is not the first. And if you do your research, this is not the first time. He talks about his reading scores all the time.
I seen that other video too. I seen it.
It's more than just one. It's a lot of them, Tory, that he goes around and he talks about this all the time, about his reading scores. The crowd was mixed. Now, yes, Atlanta, so we might have had a few more blacks in there, but it was a mixed crowd. The host was black. Mm-hmm. So I know we get in our camps, and we like to say this and we like to say that, but, he wasn't trying to do anything. I don't think he was pandering, but we all got our own ideas.
Well, when he made the statement, I can relate to y'all. Who was he talking to?
To the crowd.
Okay.
Whoever was sitting out in that crowd, that's who he was talking to.
Okay.
Like I said, Tory, go back and look at the whole thing. It was a mixed crowd in there. I don't think he was just pandering to black people.
Okay. I seen the
I could be wrong.
I just think I know that when I look at our test scores, I mean, when I look at the whole thing when it comes to test scores and things in our community, I know it haven't been the best.
So you saying that? So
I don't know. I would have to ask him. I don't know about who fault it is or not. That ain't even the conversation I'm trying to have. I just know what I heard.
Well, you just make the comment. You know what our test scores are.
No, but what I'm saying is I just know that
is that our parents?
I think that may be the education system, and I believe that may be the way that it's designed to come out.
But also, it's falls on us parents too, right?
I think we got a lot of parents. Hold on. I think we got a lot of parents. I was just at a Black History program. It's a lot of parents that's out here doing what they can and the best they can. It's some parents that's out here that's not. Hey, hold on. It's some parents that shouldn't even be parents. Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree with you, Tory. Mm-hmm. But we have to. You always say reshape, rebuild. That's what we got to. That's what we got to get down to. Yeah, it's just what you said. That rebuild, reshape, and all that
stuff. We out here doing it. Yeah,
so not only in our homes, but in our school systems, get back to the community, because I'm 68 years old, Tory. We're not the same community that we had when I was coming up. Now, I don't know how old you are. I don't know where it started changing. But, Tory, you can do anything. And I think I hear you talking about your grandma. You couldn't really get away with too much when we was coming up, because your neighbor would get you, whatever.
Hold on,
we don't really have that anymore, Tory.
You know what? My grandma, the way she described how they came up and how the village, that's why I always say you got to repair the holes in the village, because the village used to be together. But I don't think that's going. I mean, I hope we can get back to a certain level of respect.
Me too, Tory.
That was a level of respect.
I'm praying on that, brother.
Yeah.
Tory, I'm praying for that. I pray that we get back to that, because if we don't, Tory, we're going to be in a lot of trouble for generations to come if we don't get back to that.
Hey, look, it was so many beautiful kids at the Black History program that was so talented, and I think that we as adults, we have to make sure we fine-tune what we're teaching them so they don't circle back.
Amen.
They don't circle back around and have nothing the way our community look.
Tory, I ain't going to disagree with you on none of that stuff you saying, my man.
Well,
all right,
hey, I appreciate you for tapping in, George. I appreciate it.
All right, God bless you, Tory.
God bless you. Hey, look, when we come back, we got to run the break. We got Brother Love on the lines. I want to talk about, when we get back, after we get Brother Love, I want to talk about these flock cameras. The officer that was peeking at the flock cameras trying to catch his girl and her ex in the act. I want to talk about this when we get back. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Milwaukee business owners, this is your moment. Every Friday at 8 a.m., call in to 101.7 The Truth for What the Business Is. Tell us what your business is, where you're located, and one thing you've learned along the way. What the Business is powered by We Energies, delivering the energy that powers local business. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. It's not just a slogan, but the way of life at Gruber Law Offices. If you've been injured, call our team today. We've represented tens of thousands of injured Wisconsinites for more than 30 years. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
The WIAA playoffs begin this weekend. On the girls' side, the City Conference is well represented. In Division I, the 3-seeded Pulaski defends home court against Racine Case. The 4-seeded Rufus King Generals host Menominee Falls. The 12th-seeded Hamilton hits the road to visit Oak Creek. And the 9th-seeded Reagan travels to Lake Geneva to take on Badger. In Division II, the 2nd-seeded Bayview Redcats are ready for Cudahy. And the 5th-seeded Golden Meyer Owls have a tough test on the road against Brookfield Central. And lastly, in Division III girls, the 5th-seeded Milwaukee North head to Racine to take on St. Catharines. Now some quick highlights from the boys' side. Milwaukee Juno earned the number 1 seed in Division IV, while Golden Meyer earned the number 2 seed in Division II. The boys' tournament tips off on Tuesday, March 3rd. And make sure you tune in for our City Conference Game of the Week this Saturday, as we will be broadcasting the boys' Gold Division Championship with tip-off set for 3:30 right here on 101.7 The Truth.
This has been your Milwaukee Public Schools City Conference Basketball Weekly Update. This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The award-winning 101.7 The Truth proudly celebrates Black excellence and the most monumental moments in our history. All month long, we'll be honoring the voices, the stories, and the achievements that have shaped our past, empowered our present, and continue to inspire our future. Tune in for Dr. Ken's Trivia, spotlighting powerful facts and moments you need to know, and Tory Lowe's Our Voices, Our Stories, with a unique perspective on the lives and experience that define who we are. Tune in all month long as 101.7 The Truth uplifts the legacy, the brilliance, and the power of Black history, because Black history isn't just history, it's happening every day. 101.7 The Truth's celebration of Black History Month is proudly sponsored by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law. Also, every child deserves a school that sees their brilliance, a place that believes in who they can become. At Milwaukee College Prep, we set the bar high with strong character, high expectations, and academic excellence starting early as age 3. MCP scholars continue to outperform their peers across Milwaukee because we believe every child can achieve greatness. And the best part, it's tuition free. If you're looking for a school that partners with you, challenges your child, and prepares them for college and beyond, visit MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com. That's MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com, because Milwaukee College Prep is where brilliance begins. All right, look, we got Brother Love on the lines, 833-212-1017, if you want to tap into the conversation. Brother Love wants to talk about mental health. How you doing, Brother Love?
Yes, how you doing, brother, man?
Blessings, brother. Blessings.
Yes, blessings. Peace and blessings.
What's on your mind,
brother? I wanted to add. I wanted to add to it with the wealth. I mean, not with the wealth. With the mental illness thing.
Mm-hmm. Mental health. Yep.
Mental health. And when you consider the number one issue we as Americans got, when you consider the number one issue that we got, and if you will consider intimate partner violence, now, when Tory, my heart goes out to when this stuff happened to these little kids, and my only point is this, and these kids are young, 9, 6, 4, 2, 3. Okay, the parents are gone. Who has to raise these kids, Tory? You know what I'm saying? Who has to raise these kids when things is, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's my only question to you, brother. Is there any, do kids grieve?
I'm sure kids grieve. Yeah, I'm sure everybody grieves. Kids grieve. Many times when we talk about what's going on with the kids and if they left without parental guidance, they're probably easy prey for predators many times. And what we have to do is, that's why I always tell people, we got to rebuild. We got to fix the holes in the village, because like George said in the call before yours, he said back when we was coming up, the whole community raised you. And And now we're isolated on an island. And when things happen, we have to scramble many times. And in that point, many times I get the call, because they've isolated themselves from family members and friends for whatever reason. And then something happens and I got to come in and try to figure it out from there. Depending on each situation is different. But I think that we have to eventually return to becoming resources for each other, not just resources, but trusted resources for each other.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, well, God bless you, brother. Have a great one.
Hey, I appreciate you for tapping in, Brother Love. That's why I say it's just time to repair the village. The village got some holes in it. And it's because of the neglect. It's because of mistrust. And a lot of it is rightfully so. I mean, you can't just say, oh, it ain't no reason. It's a lot of reasons, but we got to overcome obstacles, and we're resilient. But it's just time to get back to repairing the village, and everybody can do something. We need all hands on deck. But I want to talk about these flock cameras. Now, an officer was recently fired for checking in on the flock cameras because he had a girl and he was wondering about her ex. And I guess this is what is coming out, that he was checking on both of them, trying to see if they was hooking up through the flock cameras. Well, we got a news article on this. If y'all watching this, we broadcast. I'm gonna need y'all to chime in after we hear what's going on with this flock camera, because we knew that something corrupt could happen, having these flock cameras out here, and now we have one example. If you're watching this, we broadcast live. We got video. Let's listen.
This is one of MPD's 31 flock safety cameras. Officer Ayala's alleged misuse of the system is raising questions in the community about how easily this system can be abused. These surveillance cameras are constantly monitoring Milwaukee drivers, whether they know it or not. Were you aware that one was right behind you?
No, I did not. And we've been staying here for, I said, about 13 years.
Trayvon Brown didn't know one was right in front of his home on Sherman Boulevard until we showed him.
I feel like they should just take it down, and if they really want to track some people, stay to the same routine that they've been doing. That's the way they did catch people.
Trayvon's concerns center around privacy after prosecutors say MPD officer Josue Ayala used a database from these flock safety cameras to track his dating partner and that person's ex more than 170 times. Flock requires a police officer to enter a reason for the license plate search. Each time Ayala used it, he typed in one word, investigation, to conduct the search according to the criminal complaint. Court records show one of the victims caught on after typing their license plate number into this watchdog website that monitors flock activity.
I am appreciative that the person or individuals who complain to us trust us to do the right thing.
MPD Chief Jeffrey Norman says the technology is a game changer for criminal investigations, and it isn't going away. Flock sent me a statement that reads in part, "This case is exactly why Flock's technology contains immutable audit reporting that tracks every search conducted in the system." Does this case show how easily that system can be abused if it's in the wrong hands?
I don't think so. And I guarantee that someone will not cross that line. But what I can guarantee is accountability is real, it's swift, it's certain.
Currently, Norman says about...
All right, well, I'm going to tell you this. This officer saw a hole in the game. And if it was easy, 100 and sometimes, who monitoring the person that's monitoring the flock camera? So he had to be just there as a trusted individual, had a lot of trust. Because, if he had other people in the room, I believe that it should be multiple people dealing with the flock camera. I mean, because if it was multiple people there, you got to realize he got 100 and some times with the girl and so many times looking for the ex. You know what I mean? So he there just doing it willy-nilly. Didn't we just get these cameras? So that means he started right off the bat. Like, he was able to see a hole where it could be taken advantage of. And that's why, when I tell you when they put these cameras up, it's going to be some people doing something shiesty with the cameras. I don't believe it's an honest system. I don't believe everybody has honest intention. I just don't believe it. I don't care if it's the church. I don't care if it's the police department. I don't care if it's the family members and stuff like that. Sometimes we want to believe that these people got the right intentions, but, we find out that that's not the case, so let's not be that naive. What I'm saying is, why don't you have multiple people, that's a lot of power right there to be able to spy on people. And you can use it for spying. We was just talking about the Ring doorbell. How during the Super Bowl, they had the commercial where they could find the dog. Well, if they can find the dog, they can find you. They just letting you know that, oh, look at this cute puppy. We can find Mr. Puppies. No, they can find you too. So, and a lot of people will say, well, if you ain't doing nothing wrong, don't worry about it. Until they start changing the laws and shifting things around, and now you may be in a position where they can use it against you. All I'm saying is, I think that the better thing is to have people to watch. Sometimes you got to have an accountant to watch the accountant. But then what if they buddy up? I don't know. See, I don't know. But keep your head on a swivel because they might be watching you. Private eyes are watching you, watching your every move. You ain't got fired. But what's stopping the next person from, you know what? It's a late Saturday night. My girl saying she going out. She going to be in this area. Let me just tap in for a second to see if she meeting up with somebody. What's stopping that? Hey, he did it 100 and some times for the girl and so many times for the dude. So he got fired. And salute to Jeffrey Norman for being swift with that. He was swift on it. He was definitely he wasn't playing because community trust is pivotal. But I already thought it was a lot of mistrust anyway with the cameras. So you coming in with no trust and you letting people do something like this, or somebody was able to do something like this, that can't help the conversation. But look, before we go to break, it's about that time.
One call, that's all.
Hey, look, now it's your chance to be our one call, that's all. Gruber Law Office 5K winner. Yes, that's right. Be entered in to win $5,000. Courtesy of Gruber Law Office right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Call 833-212-1017. Be caller number 10, and you'll be entered in to win our big Gruber Law Office 5K giveaway. And remember, if you or a loved one have been injured in an accident, give Gruber Law Offices a call. Stay tapped in.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
What's up, everybody? March 27th, go get your tickets. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be me, Finesse Antetokounmpo, my co-host, Tony C, and Nature Boy. Woo! Ric Flair. It's going to be nice. It's going to be dope. You guys are going to love it. It's going to be an experience, and we're going to have a lot of fun. It's basically a party/podcast.
Yeah, we're throwing a party at the Riverside, March 27th, TALiveshow.com. Who's the guest again? Can I get a woo? Woo! With Ric Flair. Can't wait.
See you guys.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
Nathan has taught me to embrace the moment. Age-wise, I'm in my late 60s. I'm old enough to be his grandfather. Will he be embarrassed to acknowledge me as his dad? I think the most important thing we can do is let them know that they're safe, that they're valued and cared for and loved, and that they're important.
I knew I wanted to be adopted by him because of how he taught me to be the person who I am today. And it's coming from a dad that didn't expect to become a dad, and I feel very proud to be his son.
I was what he needed, and he was what I needed. Every day is full of new opportunities. That's what it's been about, realizing the simple things that it takes to make such a huge difference in these kids' lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by FidelityInvestments.com. The Trump administration recently rolled back the endangerment finding, an Obama-era scientific determination that served as the basis for a lot of climate regulation. The move could make the biggest difference to the auto industry and whether big companies choose to switch to electric vehicles. Josh Aviv is founder and CEO of SparkCharge. That's a company that bills itself as the world's largest electric vehicle charging network. And he says he's not worried about the regulatory rollback because his target customers, fleet companies, aren't looking to Washington when they decide between electrifying or not. They are focused on cost.
If you're a fleet, you're really looking at it and you're saying, hey, what is the best option for my business? And what we're seeing is more fleets are choosing electric vehicles over combustion vehicles due to the money.
Aviv is a young black entrepreneur who founded SparkCharge in his college dorm, and now the company works with major players like Amazon and Hertz. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
This SportsCenter update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The Milwaukee Bucks were able to hang on to a 118-116 win against the Cleveland Cavaliers on Wednesday night after a shot from Jared Allen just came a second late.
Oh, no, it's still in his hand. I thought he got it off in time, in real time, but the replay clearly shows the ball still in Jared Allen's hand.
After review, it would be no basket.
Kevin Porter Jr. had 20 points with Ryan Rollins adding 18. Head coach Doc Rivers after the win.
Because there's a big response for us. This is what we haven't done this year, where we could have gave in and we didn't.
The UWM Panthers ended the regular season with a win against Youngstown State, 78-65, to finish the season 12-19 and go to the Horizon League tournament as a 9 seed matched up against Robert Morris. The Panthers split the season series. This True Sports Update was brought to you by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth, Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Shook you to the core, wondering if I'll ever be yours and yours alone. I know you've been hurt before, left with scars. Ain't no surprise you're feeling like.
Hello, this is Tory Lowe from The Truth, and at Educators Credit Union, your money is powered by purpose. Educators Credit Union community advocates driven to uplift the Milwaukee community with donations to local organizations such as Milwaukee Tool, the library, and scholarships and events large and small that take place right here in our own backyard. Make the switch to ECU.com. That's ECU.com. Insured by NCUA, membership eligibility required. Joining me, author, advocate Elizabeth Brown. How you doing, Queen?
Salute, King. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. Here we go. It's early, but we got a situation with them flock cameras already.
Absolutely.
With an officer spying on his girlfriend and her ex.
On the money. We was just talking about that, with the Ring cameras. At the end of the day, King, I think, because I don't think he was fired. I think he resigned. That means he can go somewhere else and get a job again.
Oh, wow.
I don't salute him from being allowed to resign, because again, that means he can go somewhere else.
Oh, if
That
he
means he's
resigned, yeah,
still going to get his
he
pension.
could keep his job.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that means the time that's on his clock is going to continue to run as long as he go to another police force. Again, this is what we was talking about, those officers on the Brady list.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like that we had hell getting certain things. And again, for that to be under wraps, I think that's an issue as well. So I don't give an applaud to this dude being able to resign because he was getting paid our money. It was our tax dollars that was paying him to stock his ex and her new guy.
Well, it's
Okay?
February. I wonder, did any of this happen on Valentine's Day?
Hey, I don't care when it happened. The only thing I'm mad about that it happened.
I'm just joking.
Because the severity of what we're talking about with these flock cameras and Jeffrey Norman trying to make it seem like, you know, that's only one officer. He know that's a lie. Again, this the only officer that got caught. And again, him being able to resign is an example why another officer will pull it. We didn't had the officer not too long ago who was giving out people's addresses. And I mean, when you name it, the way that this city is set up and the failures that's at hand, again, there is more harsh repercussions for those of us who paying their salary versus those who've been sworn to do a certain job, to uphold a certain certain integrities, ethics, who supposed to be professionals. And these slaps on the wrist is above and beyond egregious to me. I would think they should be held above the law because they are the law. There should be, you know, a hammer slammed. When you have individuals in our community saying nail a kid's hands to the cross, what do you do with adults who've been sworn to serve and protect and they get caught violating the people instead of doing the job that they were sworn in to do?
Well, I say it's
A
more
slap
harsher.
on the wrist.
Hey, Liz, it's more harsher penalties for people that got 3 parking tickets.
That part. That
Car
part.
get towed, get a fine, all that. So, hey, you know, wow.
Again, you know, but like I stated, we the people really need to be looking at what's taking place, because again, everything is more harsh on us when it comes to us living our day-to-day lives or quote unquote breaking certain laws. But we know for Black folks in the city of Milwaukee that driving while Black, walking while Black, we getting locked up. You know, the stop and frisk, these, they carry heavier penalties than those who have been sworn in to serve and protect. And I really feel like at this point, these slaps on the wrist for people who are educated, who are supposed to be professional, is above and beyond, like I said, egregious to me. It's a failure. He shouldn't be able to go to another police department and get a job and ever, okay, due to that violation.
All right, so when we first started talking about these flock cameras, one thing I said was that it's a mistrust with the police departments, and many times, you know, we try to, you know, believe that they're going to do, you know, the right thing, but many times that, you know, comes out not the case. But what I'm saying is now you got the spy camera out here and you're abusing the camera. We already knew they was going to spy on folks and do, they say they'll present what they want to use it for. But for you to be in there in the department and they ain't acting right, what you think is happening out on the street?
You already know what it is. We know what it is. Again, in the city of Milwaukee, this is where regular citizens was getting violated on traffic stops, where they was being, you know, great. Search. Absolutely. You know, this is the same place that's leading in mass incarceration of Black men. When it's all said and done, King, like I said, it's a joke. To know that, again, we talked about it first, stating the violations that's taking place and Lord and behold,
hey,
like here we go.
Hey,
here we go.
And the thing is, the fact that he was able to do it over 100 times, looking,
that part.
What was he doing? I mean, what is your
Tory?
What do you look? I mean, are you supposed to be looking through the cameras, or unless it's an emergency, or he just went in there. He felt comfortable to do it that many times, which means there's no oversight.
Tory, there should have been a charge for every time he misused it, because that's what they do to us.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? If I get stopped one time for a DUI, I'm considered more than once. It's a habitual.
A repeated offender, yeah.
Absolutely. So again, more than 100 times, it should have been a charge for every time. And that should have been a felony over 100 times. A misdemeanor, and you're able to resign, keep your pension, all of that. Like, come on.
You can tell.
Come on, we got to do better.
You can tell he was a geek monster, because why don't you just go talk to her and try to get the situation straight? Why is you trying to spy on your girl and the ex? Why don't you just have a great conversation and try to see where you stand and move from there? You trying to spy. You trying to use the city equipment to see if she hooking up late nights.
He wasn't trying.
That's what I'm just saying.
He did that. In reality, like I said, there should have been a charge for every time he misused and abused that system. On top of the fact he should be on the Brady list, and he shouldn't be able to go nowhere and be an officer.
While he was working, he thought she was out there twerking.
Whatever she was doing, she was his ex.
Well,
he was the ex-man, and she was with the next man.
Ex, or she was with him, and he was trying to watch her and her ex.
It don't even matter. I'm gonna need him to. When you at work, do your job. Now, when you get off work, what you do with your time is your business. But again, these are our dollars that he's misused these flock cameras for. And not only that, like I said, he's the one that got caught. How many others?
Right.
Is what I have to ask.
How many people got access to it? I mean, that's why I say this is why you got to have some oversight when you got.
Where's the supervision?
Somebody got cameras out here, and they probably left him by himself. He's like, hey, I got free access to everything. He probably felt like Batman's butler when on the Batman, where he put that little thing together where he had all the phones where he could watch the city. He probably felt like Alfred.
Absolutely.
And then they said this is a dangerous thing to have that kind of power. Spying on
it
folks.
Is dangerous. It is absolutely dangerous. And at the end of the day, again.
What if he would have saw something and went and killed that? Went and did something to that lady.
Again, Tory, like I said, he's the first that got caught, and it was a slap on the wrist. So another officer would not be scared. Because, I mean, when we really think about the officers that work in the city of Milwaukee, they come to Milwaukee to start their career, and then they'll go to Whitefish Bay or River Hills to go and sit and really do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, I mean, to get fired from Milwaukee means what? That they can go somewhere else. I mean, not even fired. You resigned. So you able to go somewhere else that you don't have to work that hard and live your best life and collect your pension, at the end of the day. So, I mean,
hey, when we come back, I want to get your final thoughts on the show today, Elizabeth Brown. Truth Night.
Let's do it.
Stay locked in.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. The award-winning 1017 The Truth proudly celebrates Black excellence and the most monumental moments in our history. All month long, we're honoring the voices, the stories, and the achievements that have shaped our past, empowered our present, and continue to inspire our future. Tune in for Dr. Ken's Trivia, spotlighting powerful facts and moments you need to know, and Tory Lowe's Our Voices, Our Stories, amplifying the youth, perspectives, and lived experiences that define who we are. Tune in all month long as 1017 The Truth lifts up the legacy, the brilliance, and the power of Black history. Because Black history isn't just history, it's happening every day. 1017 The Truth's celebration of Black History Month is proudly sponsored by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law. Celebrating Black excellence, celebrating our history. All month long on 1017 The Truth.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your families tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home. It's time to plan for kindergarten. Will your child turn 3, 4, or 5 by September 1st? Learn about kindergarten programs and enroll now. Explore schools across the city that offer traditional kindergarten, Montessori, and more. MPS students enjoy art, music, physical education, along with reading, writing, math, and science. Find out about bus transportation and before and after school care. Enroll for fall 2026 by March 2nd. Get the details at mpsmke.com/enroll.
At Grunberg Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Grunberg Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This Black History Month, 1017 The Truth is opening up the mic to Milwaukee's residents sharing their Black history stories and what do it mean to them in their own words. Look, we'll be having on-air conversations right here on 1017 The Truth. Right here all month long, our voices, our stories. If you know anybody that has a message, a positive message, share the message with me on social media or right here on 1017 The Truth. Let's amplify our voices. Brought to you by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law. Elizabeth Brown. Another show of powerful conversations. We had people come through here. We have some brothers come through here talking about mental health. Will Holloway and Walter came through, and then we had Byron Thompson come through talking about recovery today. Just another powerful show.
Yeah, and again, it's a whole vibration, King, because all of that run consistent. When we talk about, healing and rebuilding the Black man, woman, and child, just a community in totality, that's what we need. We need to be on the front lines of mental health. We need to be on the front lines of recovery. We need to be on the front lines of calling things out, getting to the meat and potatoes of the illnesses and the violations that's taking place inside our community. And like I said, it ain't no better time than the present. And our vibe is creating our tribes for those of us who really know that what it's going to take is for you to become the change that you want to see. And that will change your world and then the world that's around you. To go internal is to change the external. The reality of it is, at the same time, the violations that's taking place in our community and how the people who are taxed to the max are the only people who get punished to the max for doing the littlest things. So when we have those so-called, I call them the misleadership, who would allow individuals to resign or be on a paid suspension for violating the same people that pay their paycheck. It's a weary time. And we the people gonna have to make sure that we doing what it is that we need to do to put things in place to hold these people to the highest extent of the law like they do us. Because again, the law says your ignorance don't stop you from being prosecuted. So your education and your license or the letters behind your name should also require you to get charged at the high extent of the law. Because again, when we talk about this officer 100 times, that's excessive abuse.
That's just one. That's just the girl. He did it. How many times, Andrew, did he do the? Was it 100 times per person? Over 100 times per person?
It was 100 times per person, Tory.
Yeah, over 100 times per person.
You see what I'm saying? And it's a misdemeanor. And it's only one charge. It should be a charge for every time he abused and misused that system.
I know if we would have went in there and did it, it would have been like that.
Talk about it.
Hey.
Talk about it.
All I'm going to say is this, as we move into 2026, this is why I try to tell people it's time to repair the village. It's time to get all hands on deck, back in the community,
Absolutely.
back in the education system, back pushing toward legislation for economics. And it would help if they can get them potholes off 27th Street.
That part.
I mean, and Fond du Lac, like
that part.
Hey, I mean, I never understood why folks get all in their chest about these political ideas like they got some kind of power, and you can't even get the potholes up outside your house.
Again, it's a dog and pony show. It's a dog and pony show,
really
and like I said,
you really don't even know what's really going on. Your car getting tore up, but you upset about vote. You know,
and no,
that's crazy.
No, we can't afford to continue to one, a new car, the wear and tear.
Right.
We getting taxed to the max with the auto insurance because we live in a harvest area. We're getting taxed to the max. Property taxes. We getting taxed again. We're paying the cost, but we not the boss. Okay.
We the accounts. We the money. Yeah.
Look here. We the fall guy. Clearly, we just here to make sure that they get paid to fail us all day, every day. The only thing consistent about this city is the failures. Okay. And all the people who are failing us consistently get paid and get raises. Crime pays in the city of Milwaukee. Clearly, again, it proves itself because this officer was able to resign while getting paid on suspension. Okay. And now he's able to go apply for Brookfield, River Hills, Glendale, Greendale, and they're going to overlook it because he also has the complexion for the connection as well. Okay.
Oh, wow. Look, every day is something new. Everything is something new. Also, they saying that Tampa Bay just banned pajamas, having pajamas, wearing the pajamas on the plane.
Who is you to tell me what I can wear?
Hey.
Again, this supposed to be the land of the free and the home of the brave. Where?
They got dress codes. You got to,
we're talking. Come on, man.
I'm just saying.
Come on. Hey, but the officer can then use the plot camera.
No more bonnets.
No
more bonnets and boots.
Go. So you can't tell me what I can wear.
No more booty shorts on the plane.
You can't tell me what I can wear.
Well, now in Tampa, they say, hey, you can't wear the pajamas.
Well, I'm going to tell you that they ain't pajamas. I'm going to tell you they yoga pants.
Oh, wow.
Take me to court.
All right, well, hey. Well, we ain't got it here in Wisconsin, so I guess you ain't got to worry about it.
Hey.
It's just when you landing in Tampa, they might hit you up.
Hey, holla at me, because I'm definitely going to have on some pajamas.
All right, Queen. Well, thank you for being on the front line. I appreciate you. Hey, we got a lot of work to do as usual.
Hey, I'm here for it, King. Let's get it. One love.
All right, one love. I'll talk to you soon. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in to the show today. Another powerful conversation. Hey, salute to all the guests that came through. Salute to everybody in the chat. Another powerful chat. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Hey, look, we got to repair the village. That's 2026. I'm going to keep saying it. We got to get outside, Truth Nation. We got the community cleanup coming up April 18th. We gathering all the information right now. We'll have more information coming up. But look, hey, all hands on deck. A cleaner community is a better community. Hey, look, keep your head on a swivel. Green don't always mean go and look both ways before you cross the streets. I love you, Dr. Kid Harris. Up next.
Today's Community Spotlight on the